This is copyright.gov, U.S. Copyright Office. More information on fair use. Fair use is a legal doctrine that promotes freedom of expression by permitting the unlicensed use of copyright-protected works in certain circumstances. Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides the statutory framework for determining whether something is a fair use and identifies certain types of uses such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research as examples of activities that may qualify as fair use. Section 107 calls for consideration of the following 4 factors in evaluating a question of fair use: purpose and character of the use, including whether the use of the commercial nature or is for nonprofit educational purposes, nature of the copyrighted work, amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole, effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Okay, so anything I use for you guys, hit me up if you want me to remove it, edit it, or whatever. Nothing is used to infringe on anybody's intellectual property. I don't intend on doing that, and I don't intend on profiting from anyone's intellectual property. So I'm glad to edit or delete anything that's any of my videos that I've used of anybody. So that's it.
Because I thought you would have, maybe.
Yeah. Woke up.
Done, son. Yeah. King Chalk Entertainment. Here we go. If you haven't already, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check us live and become a part of the show on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, Wednesday and Thursday at 11 p.m. and Friday and Saturday at 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah. While you're playing the game, working out, cleaning, or whatever, check out the more refined audio versions of the show on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, and more. Keyword King Chaka ENT. Yeah. Shouts out to Pat, Doc, Deuce, Curtis, Brendan, Elliott, Juanita, Jay Lethal, Tariq, my Twitch follower, Francisco, and others for always supporting the channel. Yeah. Race, spirituality, politics. Let's talk about it. We generate interest into what has happened and what is happening in our world, therefore creating activists. Let's go. Dale gas, baby. Hey.
Dime qué tú quieres, papi.
my little one. I shall make you psychotic.
Mommy, what does psychotic mean?
Back and forth, and you know I'm swinging bows. I'm about to change course, go home and changing clothes. I'm looking at this bitch, it seems like she's saying no. I'ma hit the streets, though I'm supposed to be laying low. I'm following the buzz, never know which way it go. Keep on bringing heat, cause the G.O.D. say it so. Sailing on the beat, so you can't chop and play it so. She got me for a piece, now I'm about to pay the hoe. Stop smoking, switching sweets, why I gotta take a toke. Now I got a little guac, now I gotta make it grow. Keep on thinking we some hee-haw, ma and pa folks. We gon' hit you in your teeth, we keep a buzz all closed. I've been on it 5 days, so I'm sitting sideways. Now get out of my way, or I'ma hit your Hyundai. Take a lick on my dick if you don't like what I say. I'm the shit with the shit, so we gon' do this my way. Yo, we just getting started, so go and say your grace. I'ma eat you rappers, though I won't enjoy the taste. I'm closing your estates while you falling on the stakes. I'm rolling on the bass while you rolling on the face. Sitting on the place, not knowing I'ma take your fast, slowing and it's fake. So I'm gonna wait, time will come, down will be done. I saw it and I said that it was great.
Mommy, what does psychotic
Feeling your side, I'm feeling alright. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I ain't feeling your side, I'm feeling alright. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I'm digging your wife, she playing my mic. She really so nice, I call her my light. I say we off flight, cause we stay up all night. Bet you ain't know she to take it all tight. Tell her, bend it over, let me take a small bite. Been waiting since October, see that ass fall right. Looking around the room, see passport eyes. And adrenaline feeling like a NASCAR ride. When the people ask about this, your ass gon' lie. Cause the truth is you did what you do in your life. Can't nobody tell you what to do with your life. Girl, gon' turn it over cause I know what you like. It's hard in the color of the asphalt, right? Just lay back and wonder what the past was like. While you looking at your panties ripped in half, that's right. While you looking at your panties ripped in half, that's right. I ain't feeling your side, I ain't feeling your side. I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling alright. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I ain't feeling your side, I ain't feeling your side. I ain't feeling alright, I'm feeling alright. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. Let me tell you a little something about life. Win, lose or draw, I'm still taking your life. I mean, if you ever wanna fucking come in my sight, you scream like you never screamed in your life. Flip it on over, gon' do it like this. Not riding with a soldier, then you ride against it. Looking from the other side, make your stomach get sick. Every person scheming, thinking he the one to get rich. Ever sit and really think what you would do with one wish? And if you knew afterward, you'd be sleeping with fish. Style will be done, here we come. Bearing gifts, these images make you wanna grab your crucifix. It's getting dark outside, no sleeping past 6. Not living in fear, cause that's really not it. If you owe me something, Nick, better give me my shit. If you owe me something, Nick, better give me my shit. I ain't feeling your side, I ain't feeling your side. I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling alright. I'ma get inside, I'ma get inside. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I ain't feeling your side, I ain't feeling your side. I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling alright. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. Sliding on in, this is it, instant win. If hip hop broke poems, I'm fix it then. Take real life shit, go ahead and mix it in. Not just streets unless that's where you sleeping in. They hungry out there, that's why we eating in. Honestly, don't even let the church thinking in. Blasphemous if you think I'm speaking sin. Survival is a must for all the creatures in. If you feeling life's tough, then you probably need a fin. Have a sucker, popsicle or something, take it in. Sharp teeth, eat meat, origin involvement. Why the UFC give you more than a grin? Why you take a seat when the foraging begin? Why you gotta creep just just horn in the wind. I'ma stop cause I'm just Al Goring with a pen. I'ma stop cause I'm just Al Goring with a pen. I ain't feeling your side, I ain't feeling your side. I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling alright. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I ain't feeling your side, I ain't feeling your side. I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling alright. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life. I'ma get inside, I'm feeling my life.
Mom, there's a button that you can use to turn off the camera if you want.
With the crack, you bustin', I'm bustin' back with the gas that spits venom. Hitting niggas in their fucking head with the crack. You bustin', I'm bustin' back with the gas that spits venom. Hitting niggas in their fucking head with the crack. You bustin', I'm bustin' back with the gas that spits venom. Hitting niggas in their fucking head with the crack. You bustin', I'm bustin' back with the gas that spits venom. You sending black, and when the bottom of the ninth in this mag, you police the cat's wax in them back.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? How y'all feel? Remember, we want you to be an activist, and don't take my word for it. Look that shit up, please. Hey, Mom, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing? I don't know how to get myself off of your screen.
Yeah, I can't. I wish I could go through the screen and do it for you, but I can't. But
We ain't gonna worry about it. Just don't ask me no questions.
well, I'm gonna ask you a question right now.
Oh no, man.
No, nothing personal. What the name of the show is Constellations and Spirituality. So, like, what does that mean to you? So, like,
Spirituality to me is within.
okay,
You know, I have issues with following preachers. Like, I be watching TV late at night and they got these preachers come on. The first thing come to my mind is, I don't know you. There's always something that come up. So spirituality to me is within. It's within yourself. It's not looking outside of yourself for something. It comes from within.
that's cool. So, when you see the preachers and you say you don't know them, what do you mean by that?
What I mean is, it's always something with these TV preachers. And I've seen so many churches closed down because the preacher ran away with the building fund.
Yeah,
You know?
they always talking about the building fund, right? They always
Yeah.
talking about the building fund or
That's
some
where
other
all the
fund.
money goes. That's where all the money goes to the building fund. And then the preacher and the building fund come up missing. So who are these preachers?
And do they really care about the community? Are they really trying to help people spiritually?
No, they're not. No, they're not. So you don't know. It's all about trust. You don't know who to trust.
So you can only really trust yourself, right?
That's right. That's why I say my spirituality comes from within.
What's up, Deuce? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on, bro?
Hey, my baby.
Hey, what's up, mama? What's up with you?
Hey, how you doing? It's good to hear from you.
I'm all right. How about you? Same here. Good to hear from
I'm
you and
doing
see you.
good. I got my two sons. My two
Yeah,
sons.
Yeah,
yeah.
we be on here every night, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we
What
be
you over there doing? She sipping or what?
Yeah, I'm sipping. I'm sipping on me a little whiskey.
I hear you.
I
I hear
change
hear
it
you.
up every now and then.
on the whiskey
I feel you.
tonight, huh?
Yeah,
I
I'm on
feel
a
you.
whiskey tonight.
I just pulled me up a vodka and a little cranberry.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Well,
They
I
used
ain't.
to be me too.
Vodka and cranberry sounds good to me, but I would prefer whiskey over the vodka and cranberry. But if I do drink vodka, I'm probably gonna drink it with cranberry. I like cranberry juice because I like cranberry juice. Period. Like so, the vodka kind of waters down the cranberry juice, so I get to because pure cranberry juice is kind of hard to drink.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got
yeah,
a bite. It's got a bite to it.
Yeah. So.
man. I ain't
Well,
got tough like y'all yet.
I'm gonna let y'all talk, and I'm gonna listen.
All right. Okay. Go ahead, Deuce. What you were saying?
No, I was saying I say I ain't grew no hair on my chest like you and the rest of the fellas that can sip that whiskey straight. I can't do it yet, bro.
Well, I
Well,
do
I
it.
guess I got hair on my chest then.
Yeah. I drink mine straight on the rocks. That's how I drink mine. So
I'm drinking mine in shots and backdooring it with a peach tea.
okay. Nah, that is
uh,
kind of gangster. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really I don't shoot my whiskey, but
Oh yeah, that's the only way to drink whiskey. What's the matter with you?
well that's what they say. You know, Curtis, one of my friends, and he be on the show all the time. That's how he drink his whiskey. He usually drinks a beer and then he shoots he shoots the whiskey, but he drinks the beer just to keep
And
him.
back the
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. As a grown man.
oh shit.
But that's gonna have you retarded real fast though.
No, it's all good for me. You know your mama be chilling.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
bro,
ain't
but you know what
uh,
I found to be pretty good, man. You get you some whiskey, get you some Jameson or Hennessy or whatever you like, and go to like Kroger and get you a bottle of that Stella Rosa Reserve Black,
Oh,
sweet,
you talking about a
semi-sweet.
headache.
Man, you get you a little bit of that, man, and pour you a little of that whiskey in there. Shit, you be straight.
Oh, that sound like a hangover.
some of those like we was talking about on the show before, price don't necessarily determine quality because some of those cheaper brands quality will beat some of the high end brands.
Mm.
Yeah, but I'm talking about all that mixing. That sound like a headache to me. Just give me my stuff straight up.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the reason why I drink whiskey on the rocks, or well, I really drink scotch on the rocks is what I really drink. But
I can't
um,
do it.
the reason why I drink it like that because I wouldn't lie, I was an alcoholic, I would say in the past, but those sodas and all the different mixers and shit,
Yes, that's a
that's
hangover.
that's what give you the hangover. It be the sugar usually. It's the sugar that does it.
Yeah.
So I avoid any. I just want because the liquor already got enough sugar in it.
This shit was
So
funny as hell. This video right there.
which one?
I
I'll go
watched.
back to it.
I watched that shit where his chick was standing behind him at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Oh, and he
Yeah.
texting or something.
He doing. I don't know what the fuck he doing. They didn't say what he doing.
She just stood over him as he did whatever on his phone. Hopefully it wasn't bad.
Bro, my instincts are too strong for that because I would have felt somebody standing behind me like instantly. You muted your mic, Chaka. We can't hear you.
But he got them earphones on. Those earphones dampen down your, picking up of those energies like that. Because I feel the same way. I feel like I would have felt her. But when you got them earphones on, bro, them hoes will have your senses dampened like a motherfucker. Especially if you had them earphones loud, you know.
Yeah,
And I think that's
yeah,
a violation like that. I mean, like, does she really trust him or whatever? He probably not doing nothing but scrolling fucking Instagram or whatever. And fucking like, you know what I mean? Like, if that's your wife, does she really trust you? Like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This would be a problem. I ain't gonna lie. We would have this would turn into a problem between us because I don't do nothing. I'm a straight narrow guy. But at the same
yeah,
time, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna feel some kind of way. First off, my first thought is gonna be that she's doing something on her phone. That's my first thought I'm gonna have because you know how people who lie a lot, They always blame
Mhm.
other people for lying. People who steal, they always be talking about somebody stole something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Yeah.
so it's the same thing with people who cheat. People who cheat
Yeah.
are always the ones talking about somebody cheating. So
Bro, you, hey, yeah, hey man, but I ain't gonna lie, like me, I'm that type too. Like I don't ever go through nobody's phone. I don't go through my wife's shit. But if I just so happen to pick your phone up and say, hey, I want to use it real quick, Google something, and I can't get into it, then now we got a problem. Why do you feel the need to have a passcode that I don't know? You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, my
Like,
phone be open to anybody I'm with. You can get on my phone freely. I don't lie about nothing. I
yeah,
do
my
not.
kids have my
I,
phone, they have my iPad, bros. They be in my shit. I ain't got nothing to hide.
I ain't got nothing to hide, and that's what I be saying too about my ex. I was telling her, I was like, if I ever did anything, my kids gonna snitch on me anyways. They gonna straight up snitch. I know them. I know them, and my ex, if she was to come over, like let's say I did something, and then if she came over or something, my daughters, they would snitch. Like the first day, they would snitch. They would be like, because I'm a straight up guy. So like, and they know how I am. So and then I want them to be that way too. So and my daughter knows. Like I told her, but if you do something like that's now, I'm gonna ride for her if she did something that was like, I ain't gonna say morally right, but her heart was in the right place, and she didn't have no intentions of doing nothing fucked up. But if she did some fucked up shit, bro, I'm snitching to them folks, bro. I'm calling the folks, bro. I'm sorry. You can't come here and hide. Talking about I just robbed a bank or something like that, and that can you? I'm just want to hide out. No, nigga, I'm calling them folks. No, or I just killed somebody or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about? It depends on the scenario. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm calling them folks. I'm a straight up person, and I kind of want my kids to be straight up. You know what I'm saying? Be honest. You can make your money in an honest way. So don't, because a lot of times when you be stealing or doing that kind of shit, you hurting another person. And the way I live my life is I don't want to hurt people, not on purpose. You know what I mean? Like credit
Yeah,
cards, frauds, people be doing, and they be talking about it don't hurt nobody. That shit hurts people.
yeah.
No, no. If you're gonna steal from these big ass corporations, the ones that's robbing us, but do it in a way that's blue collar. So what? Because that's the same thing they do. So you're probably not even gonna get in trouble for it. God forgive me, y'all. I'm on interview. Don't. Shouts out to everybody. Don't rob nobody or nothing. Corporations or nothing. That's my disclaimer. I was just joking. but I'm snitching on my kids, and I know if I do something fucked up like that, even just in a relationship, my kid's gonna snitch on me.
He busted that.
What do you think? You think your kids will snitch on you if you did something?
Oh hell yeah, yeah. My kids will, bro. Cause the last apartments we stayed in, the maintenance lady, older Hispanic chick, real nice, But I guess cause I'm a friendly person, and every time she would see me, she would always come and talk to me. Like no matter what, she would come and talk to me. And one day we were leaving the house, and she was walking by, headed back to the front office, and both of my kids was like, "Mama, there's Daddy's girlfriend."
Damn.
And I'm like, "What y'all mean, my girlfriend?" Talking about, well, she always talks to you, and every time she talks to you, she smiles. I'm like, y'all have been there when she's talking to me, so how is that my girlfriend? My kids are rat. They'll rat me out. They rat their mama out. Their mama
Yep.
better not do shit in front of them.
Yeah. And I think that's good. That's a healthy environment. That whole no snitching shit attitude that people have is kind of fucked up. And that's perfect for criminals. If you live in a society full of criminals, no snitching is what is going to be the rule of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know somebody doing life right now because he wouldn't snitch. They turn
Yeah.
around and turn states evidence against him. He didn't want to snitch on his homeboys, you know, and they turn around and turn the shit on him, and he wasn't even didn't even pull the trigger. and he doing life right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
that's
I ain't
why I
going to
don't.
jail for no dudes, but
Yeah,
when it come down to that's why I don't. That's why I don't. Hey, bro, I don't even really have any friends, but
that's what I was just gonna say. I don't fuck with them
like,
niggas because that's how you get caught up in those
yeah,
situations. Hanging with them,
but
riding with, let them ride in your car, telling you to take them places and shit. No, nigga, no,
yeah,
nigga.
true
Catch the
friends.
bus.
If this person is really your true friend and they know you don't get down in no kind of criminal activity, they not gonna even bring that shit around you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be like, nah, say, brother, like, dude, don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna even bring you around no shit like that, or even bring, So, but yeah, I
Yeah,
don't. But when it come to my kids, that's a hard one, dog. You know what I'm saying? Cause I worked in the prison. To see my daughter or my son go to prison, bro, it'd be kind of hard for me to snitch, bro.
yeah. I
I
get.
think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to ride with them. You know what I'm saying?
Even if
But
they
that,
did some horrible shit, like
yeah, bro. That's why I always tell my kids, bro, don't lie to me. You tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? And we can figure that shit out from there. But if you lie to me and then I'm telling the people what you told me and it's a total lie, you got me looking like an ass. Tell me the truth.
yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
Tell me the truth and we'll deal with that shit later. But right now we gotta save your ass. So,
Yeah, that's how I tell my kids are really honest with me because I think a lot of parents need to realize that it's your reaction to when they talk to you is how they decide on how much they reveal to you. And so and that's what I was trying to tell someone recently, but it's like, if they feel comfortable enough to tell you this information, then they're going to tell it to you. You know what I'm saying? They want to tell you. But if you
yeah,
if you overreact when they're telling you stuff, then they're not going to tell you as much stuff. They're going to tell you less and less and less.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we can have talks. Like I like I've told my son. Like my son, he's one of them, bro. He just asks questions. Like he'll ask you some shit, and you be like, "What? What? Where did you see that at?" He take you right to it on YouTube. But like he's asking me, "Have you ever been to jail before?" And I was like, "Yeah, I stayed a night in jail for what?" And I had to tell him, what I'm saying, I got in trouble. He's like, "Have you ever stole before?" I was like, "Yeah, I have. I've stole before." I told him the situation where I stole from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hold nothing back from him, bro. Cause last thing I ever want as a parent for my kids to come to me and say, "You lied to us." You know what I'm saying? So I tell them the truth. Like, I don't lie. I tell them straight up, bro. I tell them the shit I used to do as a kid and how I don't want them to do that, and yeah. I tell them the truth. I'm not finna sit back and lie.
I want to play this little clip for y'all. Because I had a video I did previously, and it was called "Rules Are for Poor People," and the idea for that show was this clip right here. And I don't know even if I ever even played it, but this clip was the inspiration for that video.
No COVID paperwork, nothing. Actually, that's a good point. When wearing a mask. Yeah. Seatbelts. Yeah. Rules always have been and always will be. That's all rules are. If the punishment for a crime is a fine, then what they're really saying is there is no crime. If you're rich, right, it's a socio-economic crime. If you're poor, then you will be punished for X. But if you're rich, the punishment for X is negligent, right? So if the only punishment is not real. So the only punishment is financial. To men like us, there is no punishment. That means that the rules are for poor people. What's the number one way they punish you? Fine, court costs, blah, blah, blah. As soon as you're a millionaire, all the punishment goes away. The rules are for poor between countries. No.
Did y'all hear that? I'm gonna play it again. Could y'all hear that?
I
I
I heard
heard
what you're saying.
Yeah. So what do you think about that?
I believe that shit to be true, especially in the United States justice system. We see it play out all the time. Unless you have committed a true heinous crime, like some Epstein type of shit, you're not punished. You know what I'm saying? If you got money, but like for them to pull you over and find a dime sack of weed in your car, bro, and want to slap 20 years on you? Like, what the fuck? For some weed? Like, obviously, if I got a dime sack, I'm not distributing. This shit is for personal use. Why the fuck are you even arresting me anyway? You know what I'm saying?
You're a nonviolent criminal. And we
Yeah.
was talking about that in the other show. Most of the people in jail are nonviolent criminals, which means they really haven't done any real crimes.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
know,
if it's
and it's just crazy.
because
You
I asked
know, like,
myself, go ahead. I was gonna say, what is a nonviolent crime? But go ahead.
no, it's just, to me, it's crazy, bro. It's just like, you sit in court, right? And you're faced with all of this time, and then they say, well, if you take this plea bargain, you won't serve any time, but you're taking a plea. And it's like, at the end of the day, most people are gonna take the plea, especially people that don't have money. They're gonna take the plea, but at the end of the day, you're just helping the prosecutors convict you of a crime, of a lesser crime, and that's a stripe on their back. But you're still faced with, you know what I'm saying, the scrutiny when you go to apply for a job, you go to apply, let's just say you want to move your family to better housing, to a better apartment or a better rent house in a better neighborhood. When they run your background check, they see this shit. Like, you can't even get in an apartment. Like,
It's fucking you
it's
up so
fucked
many
up,
different
bro.
kind of ways. And
Yeah.
back to the dime bag of weed. So with the guy with money gets pulled over with a dime bag of weed, and he pay whatever fines, court costs, or get a good lawyer or whatever, and that shit ain't finna. They finna throw that They finna throw that out.
Yeah.
He not finna do a plea.
Not even a dime bag of weed. This motherfucker get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? He get pulled over with an ounce of coke. Oh, we're just gonna, the most he may do is pay a fine and tell the people he's sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just bullshit, bro. I never forget. I had to go to court for a traffic ticket here in Houston, and I had that prepaid legal services that protect my CDL as a driver. And I never forget, my attorney came to me, he's like, bro, the DA threw your shit out. They were like, you don't have any tickets. You've never had any tickets. So they threw it out. I was like, great, cool. I was happy. And he was like, now this is my attorney talking to me. He was like, hey, man, let's go. We're on Washington Street. He was like, hey, let's go to this bar over here, man. Meet me at this bar, man. I'm going to buy you a beer. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna drink no beer and then drive through downtown to get back to my side of town. I was like, man, I'll lose my license for real. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you ain't worried about that? He was like, oh man, I'm an attorney. I get out of that shit. Like,
they don't have to follow the same rules.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? He may get booked in jail, but he out. Like, he know the fucking judge. Oh, judge, I had a long day in court, several clients. Yeah, I just needed to clear my head, wind down. It was very stressful. So I decided to have a beer. All right, don't let it happen again.
Or some shit like that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody like me, bro, I lose my CDL. I can't drive. Then on top of that, you got all of these court fees. Then you got to put a fucking breathalyzer tester thing in your car just to be able to start your vehicle. That costs you money. A monthly fee to have that shit recalibrated and tested every month. Plus, all of the court fees, and like, it's so much shit, bro. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you got these little rich ass white kids that's getting drunk and fucked up doing underage drinking. Get behind the wheel of a car, kill a family of 5, and serve no fucking jail time. You know what I'm saying? No jail time whatsoever. I think that's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up, So that statement that he making is very true. It's very different for poor people. You know what I'm saying? It's very different for people that can't afford, to get good representation. You get represented by, a court appointed attorney that he or she don't have the money to be able to look in depth into your case and pull evidence and study all of these different, or even take time on your case, because they got so many other cases that they're fighting at one time. You know what I'm saying? And then they're getting a certain amount of money just to represent you, which is not enough. You know, so they at the end of the day they'll do what they can, but are they truly doing their best? Fuck no. And then on top of that, they're court appointed, so they're gonna go by what the judges and the DA say, pretty much. In
And
my
then
personal opinion.
and it's the same way with people that's real with money. They be having these connections that they know these people and stuff like that. And like the point is the rules are for poor people because, and then people with money don't even think like that. Like when they have businesses or whatever it is they're trying to do, they're like they'd be like, oh, you can't do that. It's against the law. We'll be like, well, shit, we'll find somewhere around that or whatever. Or we're just gonna roll right through that, or we're just gonna deal with the consequences of that shit later or whatever. Like they don't even think about like the way we think of like following the law and shit to the T.
Man,
They don't even
man,
think
they tell
like that.
you straight up, bro. I've worked around them in the industry that I'm in. I've worked around white people enough, and growing up in a white foster home, you know, their number one thing is better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So
Yeah,
fuck it, we just gonna do what we need to do,
I stand
get
by
this
that though.
money, and get this money, and then we just, if we get caught, we just gonna ask for forgiveness. Fuck it.
I stand by that rule because I learned that from the corporate world. The corporate world says that, and it works because most of the time they're going to tell you no. And the thing is, if you're trying to do something and make a change and make an improvement, like let's say you have a good idea and you could put this idea through yourself with your team, and it'll improve the companies whatever all these numbers and the kind of stuff that they like, but you got to ask for permission to do that thing. So, but then when you ask them, they be like, "Nah, that don't sound like a good idea." But nah, don't do that. We want y'all to do this or whatever. Focus on this over there. But instead though, you don't ask and you just go do it. And then as long as the numbers come back good, they're gonna be happy with you. They're gonna be like, "Good job, you'll get promoted for that." But if it goes bad, then it goes really, really bad for you too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's the risk that you're taking whenever you go at something that way, as far as we're gonna deal. But as far as I'm not talking about in the law, I'm talking about in the corporate world. But that shows how United States is like a corporation. You know what I'm saying? That even within all the different jobs that we work and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? The hierarchy is really the way the corporation is. Just like the United States has a president, the corporation has a president. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how it works. And even with the democracy, because when you go to work, how much democracy is really there? How much influence do you really have over the decisions that the executives make?
Not very many.
Not very much. You might have a little bit. You might be able to do your employee comments, and they might bring that up or whatever. But your power in that situation is very, very low.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time they're gonna go, like, the executives are not even gonna truly ask the people that they put in place, like safety or HR people. They're gonna go to their attorneys first. You know what I'm saying? And then the attorney in return to pull a meeting with the president of the company plus the attorneys, the board of directors, and then they're gonna go to the insurance agency that they use for insurance. And if the insurance say no, well, if some this here, we're not gonna cover you in this, that shit is a no go. Hey, that's the reason why. This is the reason why people with criminal records, people that have felonies, you know what I'm saying, aren't able to get a job. It's not that the company don't want to hire you. It's the insurance company that insures this company. If that insurance company say, man, you too much of a liability, something happened, how can we cover this shit up? How can we ask the public for forgiveness if he, is a criminal, he's committed crimes, he sold drugs or murdered people, but we hire him, something like that. Like, no, we can't, that's too much, he's too much of a liability. The insurance say no, then the company has no choice but to say, man, we can't hire you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to. And a lot of these corporations are not ran by the people who you would think. They're advised through the insurance agencies, and then the insurance agency pass this information on to the attorneys, and that's where it pretty much lies.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, man.
Let me change the subject a bit. Mom, how's the gas prices affecting you? Have the gas prices
Oh
affected?
my God. I I don't do too much driving, but I had sense enough to go put quite a bit of gas in my car uh yesterday. No, day before yesterday, because I knew that it was gonna continue to go up every day. And I had your sister to come over here and I gave her money and told her to go put gas in her car, you know, because I knew that shit is steady going up every day. Steady going up every day. So we good. I don't know if it's gonna affect me much because I don't go nowhere. You know, I go to Family Dollar, I go to the cigarette store. You know, that's pretty much and I go to Alifa's house. And that's pretty much as as far as I'm going. So I don't think it's gonna affect me much. So but I
Yeah,
know that it's something that we're gonna have to deal with. Is not Biden's fault. I truly within my heart believe it is not his fault. We cannot get oil and gas from Russia. We got to cut them off. So whatever consequences that we have to pay, we just have to go through that, and hopefully we don't end up in no shit with Russia.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that whole thing, the dynamic, the Ukraine and Russia, Putin and stuff?
I think it's a very sad thing. It makes me very sad, and hopefully Putin don't cross the border of Poland. Because if he does that, we have no choice but to go to war with that motherfucker. Excuse my language.
yeah,
You know. So, but
Yeah.
they getting a lot of help once they get into Poland, Germany, and all of that. They getting a lot of they get a lot of help. They gonna get a lot of help. Just gotta get them out of there. But what got me fucked up is they are discriminating against the black people. Kind of the students that were there in Ukraine. You know, they had this one guy that made it to the embassy or wherever. I don't know if it's embassy or whatever, but he showed them his passport. They took his passport and told him to get.
yeah. That's the shit that made. Well, before I even knew that was taking place, but I was
Did you
already
hear
kind of
about
like,
that?
yeah,
Did y'all
yeah,
hear about that?
yeah. We
Yeah.
heard about that. But
Yeah.
before the whole situation took place, or when it first took place, I was already on the fence of, man, I'm mind my business. But even more so with that taking place, with the discrimination, these students, their lives are in danger. What makes their lives any less important than the citizens of Ukraine? To me, it's kind of like, well, hey, at this point, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because
So
it's like,
Ukraine is showing racism.
yeah, and that's why I'm like, but that's why I'm saying, like, I mean, I get it. Everybody has their thoughts and their feelings and how they feel about the situation and what they think. But for me, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, with that type of shit going on, it's like, eh. I
Yeah.
mean, I know that probably sounds heartless, but it's just
Yeah.
It, it, it,
the
it
shit that's
makes you
taken.
it makes you even more, susceptible to that feeling of whatever, man. Like if
Yeah,
they're gonna be doing niggas like that, then and y'all talking about cry for Ukraine, and I'm hearing about niggas like I can't really help the niggas out there, but I ain't finna be giving y'all no money either. So like,
I
Yeah,
wish you
I'm
wouldn't say
not.
niggas like that so easy. You know,
Yeah,
I call everybody niggas. That's what I was saying on my show.
I wish you
Everybody,
wouldn't. I
everybody
wish
is
you
niggas.
wouldn't.
White
I got a
people,
deal list with this over here at home, and I don't want to hear that shit from you.
yeah. So look,
yeah. I
this
try not to say it too much. The N word. Every now and again, it'll come out.
Yeah, but over here to Barry, other black people who he want to discriminate against is the nigga, but what is he?
I,
You know,
I get it. I get it. I understand how it's
I don't
offensive,
like that. I
but
don't like that.
I try to make it less offensive by calling it because
Well,
everybody.
it's not less offensive to me when I hear it.
All right, check this out. It says we were just on the topic of kind of what we were saying. Senate passes funding bill including nearly 14 billion in Ukraine aid. You know,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
so
where
can't.
our aid
But
at?
they can't help the people, the struggling citizens of this country. But they're gonna give to Ukraine. But their whole deal. Well, they have better opportunity here. No, not really, bro. Because of the systemic racism that exists in this country on all levels, most people don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's like I have people tell me like, well, man, you can't really say that because look at you. Look at where you came. Yeah, I had to work my fucking ass off to get to where I'm at. And I didn't have it easy and I still face a lot of bullshit, you know what I'm saying, and what I do. You know what I'm saying? The job that I hold and what I do, like I have to tread very lightly being the color that I am because I know, yeah, they may applaud me for my work and what I do, but all it takes is one fuck up and they'll get rid of me. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, because you black.
Yeah, I'll never get away with the shit that these white guys do at my job.
No.
Because they don't mind telling the manager, man, fuck that, I ain't doing that shit. I'm going home. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it ain't easy out here, bro. And that's what I tell
yeah.
people. Like, it's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I truly want to get back to having my own business. And that's not to say that having your own business that you don't face that either. Yeah, you still face it, on a certain level, but I want to get to a point to where I'm, yeah, creating my own lane. And you know I don't even have to be the face of my business. You know how many black owned corporations in this country that the black man that owns it is not the face of it. You know what I'm saying? The president of it or the CEO of the company or whatever is a white guy.
yeah, and
You
it's
know?
just more profitable for his business to do it that way. And a lot of things like people be wanting this fame, like these kids out here now, they all about that. The I'm trying to think of the right word, the clout and shit. Clout chasing and shit. And
Mhm.
damn, that fucking snake was right under that nigga's fucking chair. That shit just fucking creeped me out. Um, Clout chasing, right? And they want to look rich. They don't care about if they rich or not. They just
That look
want
like
to.
a black mamba, bro.
I
He in
know
Australia. He in Australia. That's like one of the most
That
death.
is
venomous
a black
snakes.
mama.
That's death right there. That's death. So the kids facing they want the clout, right? They want to look rich. So but then like you say, the black guy who owns the company, he don't care about the fame. They want the fame. Like, and that's how I am, the fortune or the fame. I'm taking the fortune, bro. A
Yeah,
lot of these kids out here take the fame over it. As long as I look rich to my friends and to
yeah.
the
Yeah, well,
world,
fame will get you fortune.
not necessarily.
Look at these TikTok people.
Did he
Ooh,
get
What is
Lord.
bit or
that?
something?
I don't think he
What
got
is
bit, but
that?
he definitely
That's
did.
that's fame to fortune.
He lucky as fuck.
That's fame to fortune. TikTok.
Yeah, but not
they're
all of.
making money, but that money that they're making could be gone in a snap of a finger.
Yeah, but they could end up with celebrity status of some kind, you know.
There's what I'm saying. There's no guarantee that the fame is going to bring you fortune. There's a lot of famous TikTokers who broke. It's all kinds of famous people who
Yeah,
broke.
well, it's a good try. It's a good try.
You know, I just to be honest with you, bro, I want to be able to put the work in and get the money. As far as being known and recognized, look at him, he's flossing this. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Because to be quite honest with you, when I get rich, I don't want motherfuckers to know I'm rich. Because
Me
I don't
too.
need motherfuckers hitting me, hey man, or look here, you remember back in the day when we shared that box of that chicken, nigga, I let
Yeah,
you hit my
remember
blunt.
when? Yeah. Dudes, when you coming by?
Man, I need to get by there. I be saying to myself, it'd be so hard. I ain't much lie, man. Like I got home tonight, so I'm off tomorrow and Saturday. I got a friend of mine's 50th birthday party Saturday. I'm gonna go to that. Then tomorrow the kids get out of school early, so Brittany and I are gonna take them. They've been craving. Well, my son's been wanting crawfish. My daughter, she'll probably get something different, but take them to go do something. It's really hard, mom. You know, I need
Oh
to like
man, I
find
miss
a
you so
day.
much.
Yeah, I need to find a day to just get out to the north side and go visit everybody, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
just make sure it's through the week where Chaka can come because he
yeah.
can't come on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be at work. Let me read these comments right quick. Doc says, "I'd be willing to be the face man for you if you decide you want one." and,
I
and
feel
he's,
you, Doc.
he says the income from social media is fleeting. It's about investing and money management, which one, which no one is taught how to do in schools. Yeah. So those damn TikTokers probably get rich and then just lose their money anyway off of some stupid shit, blow it on some damn shoes or something.
Yeah.
Let me play
I'm just
this.
trying to go ahead, bro.
Operate and thrive in. First and foremost,
I'm just curious. I don't know what he's gonna say.
men are not supposed to fall in love. I get a lot of comments and messages from guys telling me stuff like they've given up on love. Newsflash, as a man, it is your job to create the love for the women to operate and thrive in. First and foremost, they want a leader who can create and maintain this safe space for their feelings and emotions to thrive. They don't want a competitor. And when you all in your feelings all the time, leading your relationship with your emotions, leading your life with your emotions, you're competing with her. Look at it like this. You've been tasked to be the captain of the love boat. And you can't steer this boat and drive this boat effectively and efficiently if you're blinded by your emotions. Lead them. Don't compete with them. If you want to step your game up and learn more, go to ultimatelady'sman.com or click the link in my bio.
What do y'all think about that?
I'll let mama go first.
No, I don't have no thoughts about
I I mean, I believe that's true, bro. I feel like most women, damn, bro, everything you scrolling on your Instagram is on my TikTok right now.
it.
Yeah.
Mine too. Mine
Uh,
too.
And I don't even do TikTok at all.
I love it. I ain't gonna lie. I be wondering like, where the fuck they get these females on TikTok?
My daughter keeps telling me to do the TikTok, and then people are making money off of TikTok too. So like, I do my show and shit, but I just don't like the platform, so I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah,
I have to
but
understand it. Go ahead. To
no, I
do
was just
to use it.
saying like,
I don't get it.
I think I think what he said is right. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, as a man, you can't lead your feeling, you can't lead your relationship off of feelings, off of your emotions. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you have to create a space of security for the woman and the children. You know what I'm saying? The woman, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like the woman wants to be able to lean on you and know that she's safe and secure. You know what I'm saying? And that that you can provide and make a way. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. I feel like that's true, bro. Like you can't always like, you know, you can't always be in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Or emotional. Like she crying, you crying too. Like that shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you have to be a true leader, bro, which is something that I strive every day to be, for my family, for my wife and my children, there's a lot of things that I let slide. I let a lot of shit slide, but then when I look, take evaluation and look, when I say no, it's no. Like that's just what it is. You know, I may not say no for a year, but then it's like, nah, this shit ain't working. I feel like if you lead the right way and be stern and mean what you say, I don't know, bro. Maybe my perspective on it is wrong, but I believe that could be true.
I think it's a heavy, complex conversation. I like what he said about competition. I don't think you should compete, but I didn't agree with a lot of. I mean, I didn't agree with everything that he said, but I liked what he said about competing. Like there shouldn't be a competition. You know what I mean? Especially within a relationship, we're going at this together. Why should we be competing against each other? That's retarded.
Yeah.
Let me read Doc's comment. It says, just look at what happens to the new kids in the service industries. They end up broke and living at home, but they have the latest iPhone, watch, and $300 shoes to work in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me play this little clip because this shows the liberals, bro. This shows the damn liberals, bro. I don't know who posted this, but I was just reading the clip and this shows the liberals.
Two. I'm willing to pay.
Because they don't really give a fuck. The gas price is going to affect regular people. Look, check this
Today,
clip.
the average gas price in America hit an all-time record high of over $4 per gallon. Okay, that stings, but a clean conscience is worth $1 or $2. I'm willing to pay. It's important.
He's very liberal.
It's important.
Listen.
I'm willing to pay $4 a gallon. Hell, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla. Today.
You saw the look on the black guy's face at the end?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that dude anyway, bro, because he talks so much shit about Trump.
I used to like
and it's like,
Colbert
look
back
at
in
what,
the day. I used to
yeah.
like him back in the day, but he's changed. But this shows how the liberals are. He's like, okay, yeah, it's fine. We're doing this for a good cause. You know,
yeah, he's a dumbass, bro.
But hear it though. Hear the arrogance, bro. Hear the fucking like separatist attitude of like, yeah, we're all gonna take on the burden of this struggle, and we're all gonna have to pay more gas prices. It's fine. Let's all do it. He says, I'm down for it. I'll pay 15. But look, and then he says, I drive a Tesla, nigga. He ain't gonna be paying no money on no fucking. Not gonna spend a dime.
I know, bro, and that's basically. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's the mind fuck. They say kumbaya. We all in this together. We all gonna absorb these prices. Meanwhile, real life, when I drive out of my house, I'm gonna go plug my car up. I don't have to spend a dime on the gas. That's just gonna be y'all.
But you know what? You know what that says to me? He's saying pretty much fuck majority of Americans, because the average American cannot afford to own and drive a Tesla.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a $70-some thousand car.
They make you pay all them taxes and shit to buy that hoe and shit.
Yeah, what I'm saying?
It's tough. It's tough for a regular person to buy one.
But see, that's why I don't like him though, bro, because he started all that shit. He was talking all this shit about Trump, you know what I'm saying? And pushing the whole race card about Trump.
Okay.
But he ain't saying shit. He ain't saying shit about what Biden is doing, how Biden is destroying this fucking country, bro. Like how we have lost so much. Jobs are gone. You know what I'm saying? All of these jobs that were brought back have pulled out. You know what I'm saying? And why? Because they don't respect this dude, bro. Like, people are truly hurting right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why I don't look at that shit, bro. Because that shit make me angry. Arrogant ass white motherfucker. That shit make me angry as fuck, bro.
Totally
Yeah,
detached, and it
yeah,
should be.
because he
That,
has so much money, he don't have to worry. Like if you look at what you look at the deal that they're paying him for that show, he's probably getting fucking $30 million a year for that show. You know, and he's shitting on everyday Americans, bro, that's struggling just to fucking make that waits to get their tax dollars just so they can fix their fucking car to go back and forth to work and stop paying for an Uber or riding a bus. You know what I'm saying? And that's what has me so angry with people that ran out here and voted for this motherfucker who don't give a fuck, bro. He has fucked us over royally, man.
yeah.
He has
So
fucked
the
us, bro.
the joke was funny, but it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny because it was too true. You know what I mean? Like it was funny, but it wasn't funny because it's like that was like a stab. Like it was like one of them kind of, you know how like when you have a ranking joke or ranking contest or whatever, people, you know what I mean, talking about each other, and then
Mhm.
they say something real personal, like, and everybody laughs, and it's funny, but it's like, wait a minute, bro.
Yeah.
I think we got to fight now.
Yeah, that's that joke where you were laughing because the shit he was saying about you was funny, but then he hit you really stung, and you just look at him and be like, "Man, fuck you, dog," and walk off the stage. like,
Yeah,
like I'm mad now.
yeah,
Like whatever.
like I'm. This that wasn't funny to me. Doc says Colbert was funny before he chose a side. Yeah, I used to really like the Colbert Show back in the day, but whatever it was called, I think it was called the Colbert Show. That show was good, but once he
Yeah.
got on the show, late night show, daily night show, whatever, his checks got really big, and he completely changed. And yeah. Doc says they will be crying soon enough because a lot of the energy plants are still burning fossil fuels. The price of power is
Chaka,
going
can you
up.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I had touch some.
Yeah, I can hear you. It says the price of power is going up next 30 to 60%. And then Doc says Colbert has a $15 million a year salary just for the show, plus books, speaking fees, and advertising. Yeah, I think he literally sold out. I think he literally sold out. And I might play some clips of this, but I don't want to play many clips tonight because I'm on all these platforms. I'm on my main Facebook page, and they really, really particular, even more than YouTube. So I don't know, but he has another show. Remember the Daily Show with Jon Stewart?
Uh-huh.
Uh, he has a little show that he does on his own now. What is it called? The Point or something like that. I can't think of the name of it right now. But it's just him and his webcam. But he be having cool ass guests because he got connections. So but his show is way better than like it's kind of like the Daily Show again, but it's not funny. It's just informative. It's very informative now. So, but he probably not making much money off of it. But I'm watching it. He getting like 220K views off of his shit after like 5 hours and shit. So, and a lot of these major news networks are not even getting clicks like that. So this shows like there's an opportunity for this, what we're doing here on this show, because the news media sucks so fucking bad. There's a
Yeah.
real opportunity for other people to do journalism, um, get better journalism out there, stuff that
Yeah.
people actually want.
Chaka,
Yeah,
I'm gonna step away for a second.
yeah, that's cool. Pop back in
Okay.
whenever you're ready.
All right. I ain't gonna
Um,
turn it off or nothing. I'm just gonna step away. It's my
Okay.
smoke break. It's my smoke break.
all right.
So if y'all hear me coughing, do y'all just keep talking?
Okay.
I would not. I would not. I would not. I would not.
That's a little bitty clip from that clip I played the other day when they was eating her ass up. That was interesting shit. I want to play a bit of this Immortal Technique. I mentioned this Immortal Technique clip in the other video, and I was saying that I couldn't find it, and I was gonna find it for y'all. For whatever reason, while
Oh,
I'm scrolling.
you should have told me, bro. I still have it on my feed that you when you sent it to me on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, I was looking for it on the show. I guess you wasn't here. I don't know when it was. Was it yesterday? I don't know. And I couldn't find it. So unless I did find it and I played this already for y'all, and I'm going crazy.
You guys know
I don't remember playing this.
Off Punishment. Hello, everybody. Hello. How you doing? I just had to double check and make sure I could go live again before I try to go live. I tried a couple of days ago and it didn't work. Just letting you guys know that I'm officially off punishment. I was let out of Facebook.
You watched this video, dude?
Instagram jail about
when I sent it to you.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the whole video, but I did watch probably about 10 minutes or so of it.
Since we started,
yeah, it's like 45 minutes. I might skip through it, but because his stuff is so informative. This guy knows
invasion of the Ukraine by Russia.
A lot of information.
They acted like this was all of a sudden the start of the war. The reality is, though, that Russia and the Ukraine have been embroiled in a conflict since 2013, 2014. But for the people that want to understand a little bit more in depth, let me go into it now. Mr. Putin is claiming that there are Nazis in Russia, right? Excuse me, in the Ukraine, neo-Nazis. So you have to ask yourself, has there ever been a time in which neo-Nazis or Nazis were in the Ukraine? And yes, during World War II, the Ukraine fought, or parts of the Western Ukraine fought on the side of the axis of Nazi Germany. They did so because they claimed that during the Stalin era that they were starved, which is true. There was a famine that was veered towards the Ukraine during the Stalin era, something that other people denounced and said, during this particular period of time, the Ukraine took on these SS divisions that came out of their country. Recently, though, or excuse me, after that, the Crimea was returned to the Ukraine from Russia. And I think that what people seem to not understand is when they see the Israelis bomb Gaza, or they see Gaza fight back against Israel, or they see a conflict in the world, they think that that's exactly happened then, not now, right? So when the Ukraine broke off in 1991, there's some important things to talk about. It became the third or fourth largest nuclear power in the world. I mean, one of the Soviet socialist republics that broke off was called Kazakhstan. That was the fifth largest nuclear power in the world. Even though the Ukraine and Kazakhstan had nuclear weapons, these nuclear weapons were not controlled by the Ukraine nor by Kazakhstan. They were governed and controlled by the government of Russia. The government of Russia would never give up access of its nuclear weapons to other people. So the nuclear weapons that were on the western part of Ukraine were moved to the Crimea, and all of its infrastructure was taken from there, and the Russian military infrastructure was moved to the eastern part of the country. Now, here comes the difference of opinion in how people think, and this is important for me to speak to you about, right? The way that Russia sees the war and the way that NATO and the US are analyzing the war is very, very different. So I just want to get you to understand that at home, okay? The Russians see it as, we've been at war with the Ukraine since 2013-14, when during the Obama administration, the United States fomented a regime change in the Ukraine. That's how they see it. They see you fomented a regime change. This is what the Russians claim. Again, it's just so you understand and we're informed in here. They claim that the United States tampered with the Ukrainian elections. Now, if you think this is crazy, please don't get it twisted. The Americans had then claimed that Russia interfered with their elections as a response to that. So the 2016 claims of their trying to get Donald Trump elected come from their trying to repay them from doing that. For example, this is not the first time that they've ever bombed another city inside Europe. NATO bombed Belgrade. They bombed Serbia. Now, regardless of what you're on each side of the conflict for, the Ukrainians obviously see this very differently, right? They say, wait a minute, in Ukraine, right, the Russians have decided to interfere without having, for example, a mass casualty event. Sure, there's been regular fighting in the East, but there hasn't been something that the Ukrainian government has done, so to speak, in their mind to overstep the bounds and actually invade Russia. So from their perspective, they think, okay, this is exactly how the Russians want to play it out, an act of aggression. Right now, there are only three main world powers: the United States, Russia, and China. China has obviously taken the side of Russia right now. And there is no fourth world power, because after Brexit, which was cheered on by Russia and by China, you guys really have to do the work. The European Union is split in half now. Now it's the UK and then the European Union trying to coordinate with the United States to help the Ukraine. Now, you know me, I'm against all war. I don't like seeing things like that. It is the fundamental breakdown of communication and understanding. And when I see innocent people in the Ukraine being bombed, it's disgusting to me. But it's also hurtful when I see the fact that people ignore that those individuals that live in Crimea and Donetsk have been bombed consistently since 2014. So there's been an open war there for the past, I want to say, 7-8 years that people have just glanced over and ignored. This should immediately stop and cease now. However, I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to end. What's going to happen is, excuse me, I shouldn't say things like that because I'm not a prophet, nor am I a person who has all the answers for things. But most likely, Mr. Putin spent a lot of time with Xi Jinping and the Chinese. And anyone who's intelligent enough will know he does not want to create an occupational situation in Kiev. He can't stay there indefinitely because the United States will foment a guerrilla war. They will supply them. Now, when you hear people say these racist things like, oh, this is in Iraq, this is in Syria, this is a civilized country, well, let's discuss their bias for a second. You're right, it's not Iraq, right? Iraq fought alone against the United States without the condemnation of every single other person because they were accused of nuclear weapons. Do you remember that? They were accused of having nuclear weapons and said they were imminently going to use them, but they never did, okay? The difference is this, is that the Ukraine is fighting with the support of all of NATO, maybe not militarily, but with hospitals, with war machines, with war weaponry. Iraq had stuff from World War II. So, of course, it's not like Iraq or Syria. Syria was also the last vestige of Russian power in the Middle East. So, of course, they couldn't let that one go. And what started out as an Arab Spring, a rebellion to bring freedom to people who hadn't known any democracy, they stopped very short of certain things. And I think that the bias is very obvious for people to see. And I want to ask my followers this. They took the Grand Prix away from Russia because of their aggression, right? Now, mind you, this is not pro-Russian. I explained both sides of how people feel. Why didn't they take the Grand Prix away from Saudi Arabia? Are the Yemeni people not human beings? Are they not in a war right now? Is a famine, we just discussed famine from World War II, is a famine not being veered towards the Yemeni people? I think that the problem is that Russia sees this as after 1991-92, NATO promised that they would never expand east, right? And they were given guarantees that Russia would never invade a country that they had invested in. However, all of this was thrown out the window during the oil wars of the early 2000s. Now, you'll remember all of these countries that were overthrown, they had deep business dealings with Russia, with China. As a matter of fact, when you discuss the Ba'athist party that existed, Saddam Hussein's old party, what are the Ba'athists? they're related to it in that they are the remnant of that political society. And I think when you discuss these things in succession, it makes the region more understandable. Russia feels like it was pushed out of the Middle East totally by the United States, that it had a regime change focused on it. And the Ukraine says, well, wait a minute, we don't have anything to do with that. We don't have anything to do with your problems in the Middle East. The Ukraine feels the same way that Afghanistan does. Wait a minute, you just showed up here with weapons because your side didn't win. Now, again, we have discussed everything that's happened from the way the Russians see it and the way the Ukrainians and the Americans see it. It's very important to have these discussions, and then you can make the decisions for yourself. I think that other individuals that look at this and are trying to tell people, oh, you should think this or you should think that, it's very, very difficult in these type of kind of political quagmire, because you have death, you have violence, and you have murder that in many, many ways has been, kind of looked over and glazed over by people. And what I thought would be the end result would be that the profile of the country that hosts the peace talks will be elevated, right? And I think that when you look at Russia or when you look at the United States, they will never have a similar perspective about this, right? The same way they don't have a similar perspective about what happened in Bosnia and Serbia, right? I think that when it comes to NATO, NATO backed the illegal war in Iraq. So we have two things to consider now. When one country invades another because they feel that they're being taken over, right? And I think that when you look at the refugee crisis, it does say that there is a very, very, very biased situation that goes on the ground. And whether or not you're willing to admit that or come to terms with it, hey, man, it's plainly for you to see, right? The way that they portray some people as these refugees that need help and these other individuals as, oh, man, they might be sneaking into the country. And it's very sad to see that, because imagine another European country closing their borders to the Ukraine and saying, no, we don't want your refugees because you might stay here and we don't think your culture is compatible with ours. They would seem heartless and cruel. Imagine if they took their refugees running away from war and threw them in a cage and then made up a bunch of lies about them and demonized them. Why is this acceptable with other people's refugees? You know, I said that in the beginning before this all started 2 weeks ago. I said, you know, what's sad is we're going to see the difference on how some refugees are treated. Now, there was a video going on about Africans that were trapped in the Ukraine and how they weren't letting them on. Later on, one person in that group said that they finally got into Poland, and they made a commentary. They say the Polish people actually embraced us and they showed us love, but their security services treated us like animals. So in every country, I guess it's the same thing, right? No matter how good the people are, no matter how much they want to help, their security services, their police are trained to be biased, trained to be racist. So even if the people from the Ukraine themselves, you know, if you study Ukrainian football hooligan culture, you'll see there's a lot of racism there. But you'll see that in all situations, it's immoral to say, oh, well, this isn't supposed to happen here. Why? Why isn't this supposed to happen here? Is this only supposed to happen in Iraq and Syria and Afghanistan? No, this isn't supposed to be happening anywhere. This isn't supposed to be happening anywhere around the world in an educated era where people can speak to each other from thousands of miles away and communicate. And I think that without having those kind of conversations, sure, these people do come across as racist and ignorant when they say, oh, this place is in Syria, this isn't Iraq. Yeah, that's right, because you all ganged up on Iraq. France, Britain, America, all of you went to war with Iraq. It's literally just Russia versus NATO and the Ukraine. That's it. The United States will not get involved. And the reason that Russia hasn't taken over the whole country is because they can't establish air supremacy. Do you understand? It was the same thing in Syria. In Syria, the United States could not establish air supremacy. They controlled areas of the air, but they could not control air supremacy. Now, they accused Russia at the time of saying, wait a minute, there aren't really Syrians flying those planes. They are Russian pilots. Now Russia is saying the same thing. Now they're saying, wait a minute, your Ghost of Kiev is an American pilot. Is Major, we're not going to say the name, but he's saying he's from the United States. Now, this is taking away from the Ukrainian people. It has dual propaganda. It takes away from the fighting spirit of the Ukrainian people, because irrespective of whatever country it is, if it was any country and someone was invading it, I would feel the necessity to fight. I don't blame people for defending their own homeland. That cannot be debated or disputed. So I don't want the Ukrainian people or anyone else watching this to think that I don't think they have a right to defend their land. Every single person does. But the reality is this: why is someone seen as a freedom fighter for defending the Ukraine when people who do the same exact thing, right, in Iraq, in Syria, in Palestine, they're seen as terrorists? Why is one person seen as brave and the other person seen as a terrorist when they're both doing the same thing? They're resisting somebody else coming onto their land, right? I didn't try to be biased at all during this conversation. As a matter of fact, I explained to you very, very clearly what the Russians see and what the United States sees. The United States sees an invasion, and NATO sees an invasion by Russia, and they choose to ignore the 7-8 years of fighting. And the Russians see 8-7 years of fighting in eastern Ukraine and constant shelling, and this as an advancement of these steps to create a NATO foothold very, very near its cultural homeland. The Russians did not want a war with Kiev. They didn't want to be able, no one wanted a war at this particular time. But at the same time, this is how these two people see this conflict, okay? So please don't think that I'm here trying to propagate someone's side. Someone asked me, how come you haven't gone on RT to talk about this?
I don't want to kill y'all with this.
Right.
But
let me say something else. And maybe someone will accuse me of being biased, but there's an old saying, Hasbi Allahu Na'mel Wakil. God is my judge in all things. If I killed, right, and this is why I'm very upset at RT, but also at MSNBC and CNN. My question is this: why have they embraced neoliberals that pushed the Iraq war as if they're better than Mr. Trump? They're just the same. You caused another war, right? And let me ask you something, because over 250,000 Iraqis were murdered in that war. Why are these people on TV? And let me ask you even more, and I'm not trying to be biased, because I'm not saying this just about one group of people, but it's important. How could you have done this if these people were not Muslim, and if you didn't believe in your heart that their lives were worth less? Could I be on television if I had murdered 250,000 Christian people? Let me ask a question that might even get me in more trouble. Do you think that I'd be on late night TV schmoozing on CNN or Fox or MSNBC if I was responsible for the deaths of 250,000 Jewish people? You did this because you thought you could get away with it. And I have nothing but pain and hurt in my heart when I see people scattered and having children in a train station in the Ukraine. But my heart is equally broken when I see the dead people, right, strewn across a beach in Syria. When I see those children abandoned, right, starving in a refugee camp somewhere in Afghanistan or in Palestine. So please don't tell me that I should feel bad about this or that. Tell me that I should feel bad about everything. Don't tell me why I should feel bad about one people being killed. Tell me why it's bad that you only care about one person, one type of people dying, right? I told you from the very beginning, it's going to break your heart when you see how they treat white refugees versus how they will close the door on black people, close the door on indigenous people. This is our continent, right? Anyway.
Yeah, man. Breathtaking shit right there. Definitely. That's the kind of shit that gets you in trouble. That's the reason why he hasn't been online. They was blocking him. He was in timeout just like me. I'm in timeout on my main page on YouTube right now.
Yeah. That shit crazy.
Well, you can make comments about it, and then I'm gonna change the subject. You want to make comments?
Man, it's crazy, bro, but it just goes to show you, what they truly care about. They only care, like he's saying, they truly only care about a one race dying. They don't care about everybody else. And it shows. And the thing about it is they don't they don't hide it. They put it in your face.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking blatant. Immortal Technique breaks a lot of that shit down really, really well. That's why I like checking them out. I want to go back to the title of the show. It's Constellations and Spirituality. I'm gonna wrap up with the constellation stuff and in its connection to spirituality. I got this book. It's called The Journey of Self-Discovery. It's like India, I think. Let me read the back of it. It says, at some point, the fortunate soul wanders. Who am I? Why do I have to suffer? What is the meaning of my life? The journey of self-discovery offers answers to these essential questions and can help lead us to a state of higher spiritual awareness. Journey of Self-Discovery is the name of the book. Let me see. The author, worldwide as the most distinguished teacher of Indian culture and philosophy of the modern age. In these 31 fascinating essays, talks, and informal conversations, he reveals how the Vedic literature and the techniques of mantra meditation it teaches can help us resolve all personal and social conflicts, come to a state of permanent peace and happiness, and satisfy the soul's timeless thirst for perfection. I think people trying to be perfect, like the perfectionist idea is that ego, a lot of times. I'm going to read a bit more and then I'm going to let y'all tell me what you think. It says, are you in any way dissatisfied with your life as it now stands? Has the pursuit or even the achievement of the goals you have set for yourself become somewhat frustrating? For one acquainted with the spiritual wisdom of India, the ideal life is not a fast-paced, competitive run through a self-serve consumer paradise. There is a higher measure of success and happiness than the number of high-gloss gadgets, baubles, and thrills one can zoom through the checkout counter with before time runs out. An awakened person will try to learn something worthwhile along the way to gradually accumulate assets of permanent value. In the final analysis, the supreme accomplishment is to improve significantly the one possession that is really ours to keep, our consciousness, our self of identity, our inner self. All else eventually slips away. What do y'all think about that?
Shit, I believe it makes you think about. And it's just talking about the basically, you know, the decisions that you have made and chose for yourself. That shit crazy, bro.
These are
Uh,
these are the things that a lot of people don't want to think about, you know. Really just slow down. Like they have us on the hamster wheel all our whole life, and you know we never really just want to slow down and really kind of look at these kinds of things.
no, we don't. And a lot of times it's based off because you know, we're out here working, trying to provide and trying to make ways that you don't really have the opportunity to stop to even really pay attention to that shit. You know, and sometimes you looking at, oh, I gotta work, I gotta provide, when in all actuality it's almost like you're causing more harm to yourself than, you know what I'm saying? We think we're helping by providing, but in all actuality we're causing more hurt. Does that make sense?
Right. But I think a lot of people have the attitude of that learning more stuff is it can hurt too. Like they're like, you're not supposed to know all this stuff, you know? It's not for you to learn this stuff. You know,
I
have
don't know.
knowledge.
I think I would rather be in the know and not know, to be blinded, you know, and to be just sit back and be subject to taking that, you know, if you will, what you guys were referring to in the last show as the blue pill. You know, like I don't want to just be on that. You know, I feel like, you know, knowing and having understanding this shit is power in a sense, because we went so long not knowing our true history, the truth about things that, you know, look at how it has hindered our communities. People not knowing, you know, like I want to know. That's just me.
Me too. I like to say God body all the time. And I feel like, knowledge is what gives you God body. You can move around in this universe, the more knowledge that you have, about it.
Yeah. I mean, we need to know these things, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially as us being black fathers and, you know, black mothers, you know, like we need to know these things. We need to be able to educate our kids, man. You know, like, because the schools aren't educating them. We know that the school system has failed horribly when it comes down to, you know, history, you know, within itself, you know, because if you, what he said, answer.
Doc says, interesting way of boiling Hinduism down into a self-help book. It just shows how much Doc reads, because I didn't even reveal that much about this damn book, and he fucking I just figured it's useful stuff in this, just to head us into the direction that I want to talk about, because I'm going to start talking about the constellations. But I'm going to use
What
this
is it?
book.
What's the name of that book?
It's called The Journey of Self-Discovery. So Doc figured the whole thing out. That's really what it is. It's like a self-help book. You know, a lot of times it's about making money. I ain't gonna lie, but whatever. Doc is
Money is
spoiler.
important. You need money, bro. Money is important, because I feel like money can fund so many things, bro. Even if you're not into, oh, I don't want, you know, that's fine, but the money can fund exactly what you're doing, you know, so it's a help.
Doc is a spoiler. He gonna spoil it. You're spoiling it for everyone.
What you say the name of that book was again?
It's called The Journey of Self-Discovery. I'm not recommending people read it. That's why I haven't even shown the cover. So it's just I'm going to use some of these ideas out of here to jump off into where I'm going with this topic. Because like my grandma used to say, like, those people on the church, like, because I was a little kid and I used to watch, I was religious, and it's the church service on the TV, and it's like I like talk to grandma, and I'm like, these people are clearly fake. Like this, they don't really believe what they're saying and stuff like that. And like as a little kid, I'm seeing this, and she's like, God worked through mysterious ways, and God can work right through these people, even though they don't have no real intention on helping people. But God can work right through them and help people, and that stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Because the person's intentions don't necessarily mean nothing as far as related to God, working through people. You know what I'm saying? They could have the worst intentions ever, but then the outcome of what they did end up being God's work. Does that make any sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
got you.
You ever heard the expression "Don't shoot the messenger"?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna read a little bit of this right here. This is a conversation that two people are having, so that y'all can understand. It's just kind of gonna be going back and forth, and I'm not gonna say who's talking and stuff because it's gonna take too long. It says, "What is the current scientific knowledge about the spirit soul? We have virtually no scientific knowledge about the soul. Therefore, you have actually made no advancement in scientific knowledge. Well, scientific knowledge is a different class of knowledge. Perhaps there are so many departments of knowledge: the medical study of the body, the psychological study of the mind, and ultimately spiritual, transcendental knowledge. The body and mind are simply the coverings of the spirit soul, just as shirt and coat are covering for your body. If you simply take care of the shirt and coat and neglect the person who is covering by this shirt and coat, do you think that this is an advancement of knowledge? I think that there is no category of knowledge that is useless. We don't say that this scientific knowledge is useless. Mechanics, electronics, there is also knowledge, but different departments of knowledge differ in their comparative importance. For example, if someone wants to cook nicely, there is also a science. There are many different departments of knowledge, but the central point is self knowledge, the knowledge of the soul. I got to back up the part about cooking is science, because anybody that is a real cook, they would completely agree with that. Um, I'm gonna read on. The only form of knowledge that is verifiable in the sense of getting everybody to agree with it, is that which can be proved logically or experimentally. The science of self can be verified logically. How so? Just consider your body. You once had the body of a child, but now you don't have that body anymore. You have a different body. Yet anyone can understand that you once had the body of a child. So your body has changed, but you are still remaining. I am not sure that I'm the same I. Yes, you are the same I. Just as the parents of the child will say after he grown up, "Oh, just see how our son has grown. He is the same person. His parents say so. His friends say so. His family says so. Everyone says so." This is the evidence. You have to accept this point because there is so much evidence. Your mother will deny that you are a different person, even though you have a different body. So, what do y'all think about that? So, like, they're saying the idea of you being a different person, but you're not a different person, even though you go through these changes, you know, because like I look at my daughter and, you know, when she's not around, I'd be like, that's my baby. Like, it doesn't matter how big she is, or, she's like 14 now, but that's my baby. You know what I mean? That's just how I see her.
Yeah.
She gonna always be your baby.
Yeah, forever. No
Just
matter
like
how.
you gonna always be my baby.
Yeah, yeah. So the idea of the spirituality side of it, the soul, and how you transcend or change, you know, and then they're saying that that's a different you because you've changed. But your parents are like, nah, that's the same nigga. That's the same nigga that was rolling around in the you know in the high chair or whatever. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do y'all think about that? Because in earlier, you said something about the universe, and I wanted to say, like, the universe is mind. What did we say? We said something. I can't remember, but this is related to this. So, like, the creation. Damn it, I'm losing where I'm going. Fuck. I'm gonna make it to the constellations in a second, but I had a point and I lost it because it's all about science, and I be saying science is looking for God. You know, the spiritual aspects or the spiritual teachings that we get taught in our different religions um are science, can be science at a different angle, coming at it in a different from a different point of view. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, from a different perspective.
From a different perspective, because science wants to have evidence for everything, you know. um that
I'm like that. Hey, I'm a science guy.
Me too. But the problem with it is, science wants to have a tangible, provable, like, uh, definite,
Evidence.
you know.
Evidence.
So, but there's problems with that when you going into this universe, because everything that you're studying, because when you touch something, you change it. So how do you know how it looks when you're not touching it? That's the problem. That's the problem with science. So, and they'll never know. They'll never be able to know how something looks when they're not looking at it. Because when you look at something, you touch it. So when you touch something, you change it. So it's not in its original form that it was before. So that's a limitation of science. That's what I'm saying. So the problem is, we in science, they don't want to embrace some of these spiritual aspects because they don't have that hard tangible proof or whatever. But they may have it, but they're not doing the right test. They're not looking at because they're not looking at it in the right perspective. Like the vibrations, like we talk about healing. I talk about food, and you know how, like, food that's made with love, it tastes better, right?
That's right.
Because mom, you was telling me about how, like, the lady who made eggs and rice for you or something like that,
That was
and
my granny.
and
That was
and,
my granny.
and it was so good, right?
Yeah, and all it was eggs and rice.
But it was made with love.
Yes, yes. And I have never had, I can make eggs and rice on my own, and I never taste like when my granny made eggs and rice.
Because that
It
that
was
that
the love.
that extra ingredient was love. And
Hmm.
that's what you don't know, and that's what you don't know, what that, because that's the science. I mean, that's the magic. That's the spirituality side. That's the part that you can't tangibly measure. That's the
Yeah,
edge. That's
that's your memory.
But what I'm saying is that's the edge of science,
Yeah,
because when how you ever cook something and you was in a bad mood when you cooked it, and it just came out
it
not
didn't come out right. Yeah,
it didn't come out right, a little bit burnt, or the taste is just a little bit off. Something ain't
because
right
you
about
didn't give a shit.
it. You was angry. You was mad. And that's where I went back to what I was talking about, is being anybody that really cooks knows cooking is a science. So
Oh,
and if you really want to be a great cook, you want to know all that stuff about the temperatures, how, and then how, like, I mean, it really goes deep. You can really go deep into that. So, but then again, once you get past all that technical knowledge of the cooking, then there's the part of the, like, spiritual side. Because
yeah, that's what I gotta give props to your sister for.
Yeah.
You know, she can put her heart and soul into something so simple and it be like delicious like a mother.
Yeah.
Like she came over here today and made quesadillas from stuff that we had left over from tacos. And she made quesadillas and oh my God. And it was love that she put in it. And she
Yeah.
was hurting when she did it. So you know it had to be love in there.
Yeah. So that's the part. So that's the part that I think, of science. If science wants to go to that next level, it has to start embracing that kind of stuff. Because like the vibrations related to healing, like people like to have soups. Like it's just a plain old soup. Like they say have the chicken feet soup, right?
Yeah.
When you get sick.
Yeah.
And like Hispanic people got a similar thing like that too. And it's just like, but it's your belief in the fact that it makes you better. So it's like the placebo effect.
Right, right. Just like chicken noodle soup.
Right.
You know, people think chicken noodle soup will heal everything.
Right. So
Yeah,
but it probably depends on who made it sometimes.
yeah. Oh, and I'm talking about canned soup.
Yeah, but who
Yeah,
made it? Yeah, who made it makes the difference. And
yeah,
so the other part of that is the healing, like in the hospitals, how we use the pharmaceuticals and stuff. But back in the days, people would use song and dance, smells,
yeah,
vibrations, right?
yeah,
I think that's some of the stuff that needs to be acclimated into our like medical care system. The heart part of it, the love part, the
it already
vibrations.
is. It already is. But it's rarely recognized.
Right. Like if you in the room with the people who are working on you and you don't know none of these people and you're on the edge of life, maybe having some people in there that you know that cares about you might help you stay alive, just their
Yeah, but
words.
in the time of COVID, all that changed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All that changed.
Yeah.
You know, it done got to the point to where the nurses and everything got to wear big pictures of themselves on their chest just so the patients can see somebody. You
because it
know,
make, because it makes a difference.
yeah,
And I feel like they separating us so much, and that's what be causing a lot of the pain, you know, and discomfort and even death because you feel separated. So now you're like, why should I even stay alive?
yeah,
I think that was the motive of this whole deal with COVID. I know COVID was a real thing, but I don't want to get into that because I don't want to get us in trouble. But I feel like it caused such a divide in families and people. People were so afraid,
yep. I'm
you
dealing with
know,
that
that
right here. I'm
people were
dealing
so
with that
afraid.
right here.
Yeah, I know. People were so afraid to visit with their loved ones because, and it just goes to show you, man, like how messed up we are as a society. Look at the panic that went in that shit. How we became no longer about each other and our family, but became about ourselves. It just it's crazy, man. It's sad, and it's one of them things like you sit back like me driving a truck, I have a lot of deep thoughts about stuff and I think about like my kids and my wife and stuff and it's like it makes me like, bro, I want to live forever. To feel like I can shield them from shit because it's like what does this world look like without, years down the line when I'm no longer in it.
Right.
Like just something as simple as COVID just showed you how one-sided people can be and how love automatic, and that just truly shows me that love is just an emotion. That shit can change. You can love me 1 minute and fucking hate me the next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
So it's like for
63 years
me,
old. I can sure tell you that.
you know, so
I
it's
can
like for
sure
me,
tell you that.
love is a good thing. But it's like, you know, for me, it's like, okay, beyond love, where's your loyalty? Do you have any loyalty to me? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because everybody look like when you're in a relationship, you look for somebody to love you. Love you don't mean that that person won't go fuck somebody else. But if they're
Oh
loyal,
man.
but if they're loyal to you,
I ain't
it
finna
wouldn't even
deal with that.
it wouldn't even be a second thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
You can still love me and shit on me at the same time because your emotions change.
yeah.
You know, so
I've
I
been
know
with
that's
the
probably
same
way
man
off
for
topic, but it just makes me think about like just what Chaka is talking about and just, you know, the stuff that's happening and people it's crazy, bro.
yeah, I've been with the same man for 18 years and I never even contemplated screwing nobody else. Even though I ain't had sex in over 10 years.
That's a bit personal. I think that's a bit personal.
That's a little bit TMI,
Yeah.
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, tell the truth and shame the devil. But I still wouldn't. The point that I'm trying to make is if you love somebody and you in love with them and you love somebody, you ain't gonna go off and do that. You ain't gonna do that. You know, you just not gonna go do that.
Yeah. But I think with the shit that's going on in this world, people, if you wasn't strong and solid before then, it truly showed itself, if you will. But yeah, but yeah, man. So yeah, where else we going? But that video you showed, man, I'm glad you played. Like, cause I didn't watch. I think I only watched about 10 minutes of it, to be quite honest with you. And now I got to go back and watch it in its entirety. And by the way, I don't know if I ordered the right book, but I ordered it because I've been trying to find something to read that would catch my eye, that would keep my attention, if you will, after you and Doc slandered me on that video about me needing to read Chaka and Doc. So I ordered that book, you know, what is it? Journey, what? I ordered it on Amazon. I hope it's the right book.
Oh, this one right here that I was just talking about?
Yeah.
Damn, I was trying not to get people to read this book, but whatever. Here we go. Journey of Discovery.
Ah, that's the wrong one.
And it's you'll probably be all right. That's how the universe works, bro. Whatever it is, fucking read it. Whatever it turns out to be, read it, because that's how the universe works. That was probably the book you're supposed to get, the one you ended up getting. And maybe the cover.
This is the one I got right here.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it. Whatever, man.
I don't think that's right.
I've read a million self-help books, and some of them hoes actually do. Like one of them I read was called the 1 Minute Manager, and some of the stuff I read in there actually I still kind of use. And I also read a book about eye contact, and ever since I read that book, it changed the way I do eye contact. I'm a more intense person after reading that book. I'm a different person after reading that particular book. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was all about teaching you about like the importance of eye contact and how to use it.
I got you.
Let's read the comments. I'm behind, way behind. He said, "Money can't buy happiness, but it sure makes a hell of a down payment. The threat of the beer virus was real, We can all admit that, but it still presented an opportunity to divide us and control us with fear, to isolate us from other opinions and tell us what is right, to divide us into groups and then turn those groups on each other. And all the while, they passed laws that no one agreed with and made sure corporations got paid and small business owners got wrecked. Man, that's exactly what happened. They robbed us. Meanwhile, while we was scared, couldn't see our loved ones while they was dying in the hospital. Meanwhile, they was robbing us. This was the largest transfer of wealth maybe in human history, like ever.
Yeah.
And it's still going. It's still going because now look at the gas prices. And everybody is saying that they're making up these damn prices. They're not real. They just charging us up like another tax.
Yeah.
Deuce, how you dealing with the gas increase?
I mean, it has it's hit me well because the family vehicle that we have, it takes premium gas, so
Oh man.
yeah, so it kind of went from paying $35 to costing like $50 right now. So
Oh man.
but my little pickup truck that I drive to and from work, I mean, it's never got good gas mileage, but I don't drive it that much. It's an
Yeah.
older vehicle. The most I
But
drive it is when I'm at home, and that's just me running around town. I
yeah.
think I do more driving than what I need to do because I sit in the house and when I should be resting, I get bored. The only time I truly rest if Brittany's at home and she's like, you're not doing nothing today. Sit down, watch TV.
Yeah.
That's crazy how your wife got to tell you to sit down somewhere. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
love
wish
it.
I could tell this nigga over here to sit down sometime. He don't
Yeah,
never sit down.
I mean, but what I do and what Barry do is totally different. Me being on that
He
road
been
like
on
that
the
is,
road all the time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this must be a very popular book because I just ordered the last one from Amazon, the one I showed you that I ordered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the way the universe works. So you probably definitely need to read that book.
Nah. But yeah, man, it's been okay. I mean, with me not having my own truck no more, I'm not really paying for the fuel price. The company is, even though like I want to dive back into my own business because there's just things that I want to do, and I'm looking for this time around for it to find my true passion, and my true passion is I have to talk about it in another time, but I think I want to do that.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk a bit about the constellations. Mom, do you know anything about like Sirius B and like how like they talk about the three kings, but it really being stars? Have you ever heard
No,
of it? Never heard
no.
of it.
Hey, go back to that picture you just. Go back real quick.
I don't know which one.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Okay, I like when I stand out on my patio, I see those three stars, Belt of Orion.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go outdoors, like I'm gonna go out on my balcony right now and see if I can get it on camera for y'all.
Oh man, I'll be like walking to the outhouse and I stop and I look up, but I can't I don't know, I can't recognize. I'm at awe. I'm in awe with the stars and the moon.
Hey,
But I
Tucker, how do I
cannot
turn the
I
camera
don't know how to
around?
recognize
You should
what's what.
You should have a button on your screen just like it was if you was taking a picture.
I can't. You know what? I can't see them right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if y'all can. It's cloudy. I see one of the three, and that's it. But there's a cloud covering the other two. It's cloudy out. Damn. When I finally see something that represents those three stars, and I always had a question like, why are they always right there? I wonder what that means.
That mean that's where they at.
Yeah, I mean, I always like try to find the meaning
I
and
just
stuff.
don't know. I can't name them. You know, I'm out, and you know, and Barry got cameras all around here. One night, I was coming from the outhouse, and I stopped to look up and to look up at the stars because you know I'm a Cancer. And later on, he called me, talking about what was you doing standing there. I'm like, you got surveillance on me or something? I'm like, man, I'm looking at what God made, the stars and the moon.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is.
So, but
I am a star and a moon child. I always will be.
yeah, I wanted people to understand that the ancients cared a lot about the stars too, and
Yeah.
they could see it and understand it a lot better than us. And not only that, the stories that we get out of our religious texts are really astronomical. And I've talked about this a couple of times before. I got in trouble on my station, so I'm gonna try to be careful. But the it's just one of those things that a lot of people don't know that a lot of those stories are really just talking about the way the constellations move. They're allegories for how the precession of the equinox. Y'all know, like the age of what do they call it? The age of Pisces. The what is the other one? The age of the bull. What is it? Taurus.
No, I
And
hadn't heard of an age of Aquarius.
the age of Aquarius, right? So as time moves on, the equinox goes from our view from Earth. It looks like the stars are going backwards or whatever because of the way we move. So that's why it's called the precession of the equinox, and it moves backwards across the sky for us. So, and where our view is in the certain part of the constellations. So we went from one, which was the Taurus, I want to say, into Aquarius, and wait a minute, I'm getting tired. I hope Doc is here so we can clean this up for me. But the what people don't understand is like the Jesus fish represents the age of Pisces.
Right.
Do y'all understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, go ahead.
The three kings represent the what is it? Cyrus, Osiris. I'm all over the place, y'all. I'm looking for some references so I can get my brain together. Because it's so much, it's all over the place, and it's crazy how most people don't know this stuff, but it's really just common knowledge. Because they get confused. They get confused by these stories, which are allegories. The old days, the way they taught people was by teaching them stories. They would make the story into like real people, but it would represent something else, and it's just to help you remember. It's just like when they teach you your ABCs or to teach you to count or whatever. They might make it into some kind of like story, And that's to help you remember, because the ancients knew where these stars, constellations were, and how they moved through the sky way better than we do. Orion's belt, that's the one that's then you got Betelgeuse. This is all from the stars. Pleiades. Even all the Greek mythology and like the Roman mythology, all of that shit came from the constellations. I'm on some soft shit because I don't want it to hit the heavy shit and I fuck around and get in trouble. But hopefully something in here maybe can pop up and help us. Leo.
Say, Chuck, I'm finna check out.
All right. Thank you for being here.
All right. Love you, Deuce.
Love you too.
All right. Love you.
All
Talk
right.
to you later.
All right.
All right.
Hold on, bro. I'm gonna switch it.
I don't know how.
I'm losing my my train of thought. I'm getting tired. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, right? Let me read the comment. Can y'all hear me? Look, I'm getting blocked. Let me stop share. You can hear me, right, Deuce?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to connect my head to it.
All right, let me read the comments. Doc says, remember the gas we are pumping into our cars right now was pulled from the ground about 12, 24 months ago. But we got a huge surplus, don't we? He says, Orion has always been one of my totem guides. Yes, man. And that's crazy because Deuce said that he looks out of his window all the time and he sees he sees Orion. And to me, that struck me because that means something. That Orion is jumping out on Deuce like that. Doc says there are how bards, skulls, druids remember their stories. They could see, read them in the stars, and learn the stories as they traveled across the sky. That's what I'm trying to say. And because knowing how those stars moved was very, very, very important to the ancients. Like in a lot of ways, it helped them travel. It helped them plan for the harvest and the planting seasons. It helped them know if it was going to rain. Like all kinds of shit they could tell from this shit. So it was really important that they could memorize that stuff. So that's why they used all those allegory stories. Doc, I'm gonna go through the ones that you sent me. Let's do that because it's already over 2 hours and I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go. Constellations, God spell. Is this gonna get me in trouble? Is the gospel spelled out in the stars? Let's read this. Thanks, Doc. This is what I wanted to talk about. It has long been suggested. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Yeah. I'll be doing way too much. It's long been suggested that constellations are God-given illustrations of gospel truths. Indeed, constellation names go far back into mankind's history. The Jewish historian Josephus says that we were named by Seth, the third son of Adam, but perhaps even Adam had a part, since he named the animal world. The Bible says that God assigned his own names to us, to the stars. If so, how may have revealed them to early people? Of special interest are the 12 zodiac constellations. The band of stars lies in the plane of the solar system. They appear high in the night sky, roughly along the same path traveled by the sun during the day. During the course of each year, the zodiac constellation takes turns in appearing. For example, Scorpus in summer, Gemini in winter, makes a reference to the bringing of forth of constellations, or Moseroth in the King James Version, in their season. The idea of seeing the gospel message in the stars was popularized by the writings of E.W. Bullinger and the J.A. Sykes during the 1800s. Here's a brief outline of the usual zodiac interpretations. Probably going to skip over there. Y'all know that. Well, maybe not. Virgo, Virgin, Virgin Mary. Libra, weighing scales, sin must be paid for. Scorpius, Scorpion, sin brings death. Sagittarius, Archer, demonism. Capricorn, goatfish, earth corruption. Aquarius, water pourer, living water, or Noah's flood. Pisces, fish, God's remnant. Aries, ram, sacrifice. Taurus, bull, resurrection. Gemini, twins, Christ's dual nature. Cancer, crab, gathering of redeemed. Leo, lion, the king. Somebody jumped in. Pat, what's up?
What's the deal? What's the deal?
What
Yeah.
up, Pat? What up, Pat?
What'd you say that,
Hey,
dude?
Chucky. And, hey, man. I heard you scrambling, so I was just like, picked up on the Orion's belt, and I hope you can hear me pretty good because I'm kind of on an earbud style headset right now. But it says seeing Orion belts goes beyond just the mind, the constellation of beauty. It says whenever you see this constellation, it is a sign that the universe is trying to get your attention before communicating a divine message to you. Is that where you were going with it?
Yes, bro. Yes, those words are what I was trying to say, basically. Yeah. The universe talks to you, man. And I think that what it means is like it's something you want to learn. There's something you're yearning. There's some knowledge. That's my interpretation, but you can go ahead and look up all the shits you want to find. Let me read a little bit more here. Early writings on the subject went into great detail regarding different parts of constellations, so that particularly every star was assigned a special meaning. The gospel message may well have been purposely written in the skies by the Lord. In that case, perhaps the star sign served as memory aids before scripture was available. Let me see. It doesn't say what I wanted to say here, though. Because I'm trying to get people to understand about we talked about it before, Pat, but that one of the shows we did, that was the one that got me in trouble, and that whole show got deleted too. But just the connection between the constellations and the Bible. Because the reason why I'm coming back to this is just because I know that a lot of people don't understand it. So the name of the show today was Constellations and Spirituality. And talking about how they were telling stories, allegories, so people can remember how, those stars move in the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they, of course, they use, names in the Bible to make it more memorable. It was during that time that was a certain type of learning pattern,
right?
To put how do you say aspects of life and assign it to a person, and that way, people
right.
will remember it more.
Right.
But also the frequencies that align with it. Of course, it was, just naming certain things always give a certain resonance. So they always try to be close to, whatever that that feeling was. But there's each time every day. I mean, of course, certain energies are changing. The alignments with that you have with all the different planets and its rotations, its magnetic pulls, um, the frequencies that they emit, as even as much as like what the moon is doing, whether it's got a crescent moon, a full moon, half moon, the sun, like I mean, all those things, the star systems that based on the energy that it's emitting because of its flow and balance is what
So
really.
basically, every religion is based on these things, the constellation. Let me read Doc's comment. He says most people were illiterate in those days. They could lead the stars, but not books. They could read the stars, but not books. Read the stars, but couldn't read books. Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
yeah, yeah,
That's
that's
something
true.
that's something that they say because I mean, you gotta think it was recent history when they didn't really want people to read. This was this is
Well, this is my area. I can talk a little bit about this because it really you don't have to go that far back, but only the priests had books. Even the libraries were only in like the churches and stuff. Like there was books nowhere else, and nobody else in the countryside or whatever could read. And it was like that for like a lot of the peoples around the world. Now the thing is, it's always through a Western lens. So sometimes they might not recognize something as writing and reading somewhere else in another part of the world, just because the symbols they don't acknowledge them as reading. But then too, you think about like the Egyptian hieroglyphics and or even the stuff on the cave walls. That was writing. Because if you think about it, a K or a T or a L, it's a symbol, and it's a symbol that we all agree, represents a certain thing. So then those people who were writing on those cave walls, those symbols represented whatever it did, and it was saying whatever it was saying. Just because we can't read it doesn't mean that they weren't writing and reading, if that makes any sense. To back up what you're saying. And let me back up. Pat told me to shout out the website that I was reading from. It's christiananswers.net. That's what I was reading from earlier.
Is that what Doc asked for?
Yeah, he asked me to shout out the website. That's what I'm supposed to do. He's right. He says writing has only been around 5 to 6,000 years. We've been kicking around far before that. Yeah, and a lot of times those dates, that's why I don't like to ever say those dates, because whenever they are, it's always speculation when it comes down to those dates.
Exactly.
Doc sent me a few more news stories. Let's see which one y'all might want to talk about. Hold on. Somebody arrested for cannabis oil. Oh yeah, y'all did hear. I did hear about that. Yeah. That's interesting because only because it's been getting jumped on by the internet and kind of becoming a thing. So I was curious about it and I didn't really know. So let me check it out right now then. WNBA Brittany Greener arrested in Russia on drug charges. Oh, that's why, because it's in Russia. WNBA All-Star Brittany Greener was arrested last month at a Moscow airport after Russian authorities said a search of her luggage revealed vape cartridges. The Russian Customs Service said Saturday that the cartridges were identified as containing oil derived from cannabis, which could carry a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. The Customs Service identified the person arrested as a player for the U.S. women's team and did not specify the date of her arrest. Russian media reported the player was Grinner, and her agent Lindsay Kagawa Kolas did not dispute those reports.
They didn't want to enclose the information about her for the Russian basketball team and using her name as
Let me read this. It says, on Saturday, the State Department issued a do not travel advisory for Russia because of its invasion of Ukraine and urged all U.S. citizens to depart immediately, citing factors including the potential for harassment against U.S. citizens by Russian government security officials and the embassy's limited ability to assist Americans in Russia. So maybe it's kind of like a retaliation related to the sanctions and like Russia being kind of petty. You know what I'm saying? You know, can you see that as being like an aspect? Because this is definitely related to Ukraine.
how about we just say hostage situation?
Wow. I don't know if I would go that far. I don't know if I would go that far, but
Why not?
well, I know because then you'd have to say the same thing about the people here, and maybe you're right. The people here that get pulled over, the people that get taken to Guantanamo Bay, niggas that get arrested and not even charged with no crimes. Yeah, so but that's interesting though. So, but what if their policy is always that, because a lot of airports, regardless of what country you're in, even here in the States, you might have a problem moving, some vape oil in your bag.
Well, it's not just vape oil.
She knew that shit, bro. Like, why would you even
It's
touch
not
that
just
shit?
it's not just like regular vape oil, like the kind of vape I vape. It's the THC kind.
Yeah, I understand. I get
And
it.
Why would you even go out of the country with that shit? You
well,
know what I'm saying? That's like,
she pretty much works there because when she's not in the U.S. playing in WNBA, she's over there playing, the football league for women over there. So she works there. She goes there every year, same time, bat channel, same bat time. But either way, I think that she's probably been there quite. I know she's been there quite a few times, but them holding her up this time has way more to do with, you know, something political than just the fact that she has done those things or had that all with her.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But again, it's illegal to move that in from state to state here in the state, depending on the state. So maybe it wasn't Russia, being political, but it looks like it's political. But then, what if it's not them being political, but it's just the Western media trying to make it look political, just as another way to try to make Russia look bad, try to make Putin look bad, because this whole propaganda machine is like Putin is evil and bombing kids on buses and stuff.
Well, I mean, the main thing is like, is Putin even holding her?
Like, does he even have anything to do with it? Well, it was in Moscow, they said, so that's the capital.
Like I said, I don't know where they are. I know they say that we know where they are, but
Yeah, I don't think that's a story, really. I think that's just one of those stories that's not a story. They're making it into a story, and that's why I always say, you want to ask yourself, why is this a story? I think they're just using that. It's it goes along with its narrative. It's a narrative story. Check this out, fucking Jussie Smollett. This is funny. Let's see if we could play a bit of this. I hope I don't get in trouble for this.
Threw chemicals at the Empire Star and tied a noose around his neck. There were doubts the incident was legitimate, but he spoke out about the alleged attack.
If I had said it was a Muslim or Mexican or someone black, I feel like the doubters would have supported me a lot.
Soon after, Chicago police announced Smollett staged the whole thing with 2 associates.
Why would anyone, especially an African-American man, use the symbolism of a noose to make false accusations?
His associates, the Osundairo brothers, testified against the actor, saying Smollett paid them to attack him outside his Chicago home. Smollett testified there was no hoax, but a jury convicted him. Smollett's defense submitted over 80 letters in support of leniency. Today, his older brother and 92-year-old grandmother speaking directly to the judge.
Jussie does not have malice or hatred toward anyone, and it is truly unfortunate that his reputation has received so many negative connotations.
I ask you, the judge, not to send him to prison. If you do, send me along with him.
And Jesse Kurtz back with us live from Chicago. Jesse, you mentioned that there was...
Don't want to hear the talking heads. Basically, what did it say? Jussie Smollett sentenced to 150 days in jail for lying to police by claiming racist, homophobic attack. So we knew that that they got him, but now he got the sentence finally came down. It's pretty funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah, and
I think this dude has ruined his career. He was trying to. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Pat.
Yeah, he was trying to blow his career up, but it's clout chasing. Like sometimes,
he totally ruined it.
Yeah, I think he did too. I think his career is done. He'd have to play parts as like a douchebag part. You know what I mean? The douchebag role. Everybody will be like, "Oh, the lying, cheating ass nigga." Yeah, I think he killed that show. That show died a little while after that too. So he fucked off the pocketbooks.
I think the show was dying. I think the show was dying.
Maybe it was.
Anyway, because 50 Cent was saying that, because 50 Cent was saying that it was kind of too much of a spinoff of what he was doing, and his show was much more popular than that. But I don't really know everything, bro. But then, like, I kind of was sympathetic with him, and then I started kind of like stretching my thinking as far as like, what if he made a pass at these 2 brothers, and then they decided like, man, we gonna fuck him up and let him know, like, you don't fuck with straight dudes like that or some shit.
I don't think he's gay. Is he gay in real life? I don't think he's gay
in real life.
Oh, okay.
He's gay in real life. He's gay in real life, bro. Like, that's why he has these. He's talking about the homophobic attack. Like, he's gay. He's homosexual in real life.
I really didn't know that. I thought he was just playing a gay character on that show. I only caught a little bit of that show. I can't watch stuff like that. It's a minstrel show any fucking way, and and then the show was way too gay.
I watched like 2 episodes of it.
Yeah, I can't do it. Doc says she's played there for several years, 6 to 7, with no problem. A month ago, it's a problem. So then maybe it is political. But then too, maybe she just got caught in the airport with her shit. He says, I'm okay with 5 months. It's light, but it establishes a line not to cross. Yeah. 150 days, it don't matter, bro. Don't nobody want to sit in that hole for no 150 days, nigga. Nobody wants to sit in there.
But this is the question. This is the question that I pose. You got women and children. Let's just go with the children that are being brutally raped and sodomized and beaten on a daily basis. Why in the fuck is the news covering Jesse Smollett?
Exactly.
Why? Like, why, bro? At the end of the day, why? You know what I'm saying? It's a little kid right now on the north side of town, south side of town, or even in the richest neighborhood in the city of Houston that has been taken against its will and being something that's gonna forever change their life is happening to them right now as we speak. And the news is covering this nigga. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Yep. It's just some more
Like,
shit. It's
you
just
know,
drama.
there's indigenous people that are that are being brutalized, treated unfairly. You know, that are being killed and bodies are being cut up for their organs on a political level that they aren't covering, but they're covering fucking the court case in Chicago of Jussie Smollett.
It's
Who gives a
because
fuck? Like, I
it's
don't care.
because we live in this racist ass. It follows the narrative. It's the same reason why they followed the O.J. Simpson trial so much, and still to this day following that whole thing. You know, so much money has been made off of that. It's based off of racism because okay, niggas be lying and cheating and shit. And like he wanted to say that he was gay bashed and all of this stuff, and then it's like it fits the narrative that they be trying to give all the time. You know that niggas is just screaming wolf, niggas is screaming victim. Just like when they get killed by the police or whatever, it's like they did something every time, and Justice Smollett is just another example of that. You get what I'm saying? They just be faking, they be lying, they be
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
back.
and every time a nigga call a race car, that's the worst part of it. Because you do have a lot of these niggas out here who everywhere they go, they wanna say they're getting discriminated against or whatever. Well, that makes when it actually happens diminished and less likely to believe, and that's when that argument when we was talking about the anti-Semitic stuff, that's the same way when they overreact and act like something is anti-Semitic when it's not. That diminishes when someone is actually being anti-Semitic or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's really bad when somebody who's claiming something that they really have no true lineage to, because I mean, you know, yeah, you can go back a couple of 100 years where these people are, considered to be the J
My,
word, Jews
my
or
thing.
whatever you want. But like they start throwing this term around, they they're anti-Semitic. Most of the people that say it,
Yeah.
like, are they're, let's just say, even if they're not against them, I mean they're really not. But I mean, the most of the time when they're doing it, they're accusing people who are truly anti-Semitic, and that's what really makes that shit crazy for me. Is that the Asiatic races, the Afro-Asiatic races are the ones who are true Semitics.
Yeah,
So
it's a mind fuck on three different, like, multiple angles and shit. I want to play this because they said the Black Panther. What the hell happened? Now I went into this. Hold on. I think I got to refresh or something. You know what? I'm gonna just go back to it. The director of Black Panther getting they thought he was a bank robber.
that's the the Black Panther dude, Ryan Coogler.
I don't know the story. I ain't gonna lie, but here I'm finna show it right now. Doc sent it to
I,
me. Here, let's
yeah,
check it out.
good.
I really should do it. I mean, what's going on, my man? Trying to put money on my own. Yo, this your phone? Yeah, it's right. Not really, man.
All right, so we got a call basically.
I heard you asked me about passing loan.
Yeah.
It's probably the one that you
So,
closed with.
basically, we got a call, and from what we got the call, it seemed like someone was trying to rob the bank. Something about you passing a note to a teller. Something on the side.
This is the second time this happened with Bank of America.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Bank of America either.
It's a medical assistant that works on my office as far as you pay your tax. Every time I make a withdrawal to pay her, you know, because it's a large amount, she works a lot.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't write down on a note how much I went out, and then I don't let it land through the money counter right there at the desk, the whole bank ends up looking at it. They just bring money going to the money to the account.
Okay, so this is the thing. The teller, she started to freak out. So she didn't even match that with his ID that she gave him. So I need to double check to see if that's even that account. This account. You know what I'm saying? Because if that is his account, what is he doing that wrong? You know what I'm saying? It's like
I'm so tired of seeing this type of shit. This shit just make me angry, bro.
It's just while they're getting you guys out of handcuffs.
I stated to the officers that arrested me that had that Glocks out.
Yeah.
That I was pulling money on my own account.
I understand.
I put my own bank card in there before they let you in the back. You know what I'm saying?
So
And
we have to confirm that. You gotta understand. We don't come out because of the seriousness of the call. We don't just come out, and unfortunately, in a situation like that, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. We detain and then we ask questions later. That's exactly what I went inside for. You can put them out. The other people that handcuffs.
Yeah, I got it.
I ain't gonna lie. If I was that nigga, I'd be lividly mad, bro. Oh man.
Yeah, I'd probably look something like that. He might as well sue.
Yeah, I would
Because
be
I
mad.
mean, yeah, I mean, you know, his bank information is there. You know, he put his debit card in the machine. Like I know I go through this process all the time, and it, you know, showed his driver's license. Didn't prove to be anything, you know, funny style. So why, you know, he just
She
didn't
was
want his
just a
money.
racist,
He
bro.
didn't want his money counted out loud like that. Like he just want you to keep, you know, be conspicuous about it, cause he about to be walking around town with fucking 12 grand in his pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That just goes to show you they hired some little bullshit ass chick out of suburban white America and put her in a bank and she misread every this guy gave her like man I hate to sound fucked up bro but like I'm so tired of seeing this shit. I'm so tired of hearing about it, man. Like it's very frustrating. You know what I'm saying? It angers me a whole lot. You know, like that's why I don't watch these different movies about like back in the day and stuff because I become so angry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I don't know, Pat. Maybe I'm viewing it wrong or seeing it wrong, but it just it pisses me off. You know, and
Well, you know,
you know
I'm
it
gonna
can
tell you.
happen.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. This is something that you know. I haven't really experienced it, but obviously this is like something going on around out this country. Is that you know we have you know black people that may be from foreign countries that for whatever reason when it comes to uh you know as Tyreek would say foundation of black Americans like they have a certain ill against them and almost feel like you know anything connected to especially black men is something not right about it. So you know, they have this phobia, some kind of, I don't know, whatever fear, or not really fear. It's just like their their mindset sends them into a frenzy to makes them like they can't see us as legit people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's uncertain about this girl and her position. You know, but you know, it should have been like just totally common sense. Your incompetence is so, you know what I'm saying, so high that you probably shouldn't be, you know, let's send you back to Burger King. Let's send you to, you know,
I'm telling you, man.
some other
Telling
kind of job, because you got this man. Like if the cops would have come in a different kind of way, it could have ended way different because of your fucking ignorance.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
You know,
that's
and it just, you know, it just goes back, like, cause like when I saw this story before Chaka played it, you know, and it made me go back and it's like, okay, who owns Bank of America? Okay, and it's like,
It's
okay,
a
so bank,
conglomerate.
yeah, it's a conglomerate, but 12% of it is owned by Berkshire Hathaway, which is a company that I work for, which is owned by Warren Buffett. You know, but I think there's a lot of, if I'm not mistaken, Bank of America has a lot of Indian influence. You know, it just makes me look at a lot of people different. You know what I'm saying? The friendly person that I used to be is no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? I look at motherfuckers different, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have no money. And I'll be honest, and I don't have the money that majority of these people have that are going into these banks or these different entities, but it's just like, I think about myself, going into, like during Christmas time, I didn't have this issue dealing with my credit union, but still, that shit could have went any kind of way because when it was time to Christmas shop, I went into the bank and I withdrew like $3,000. You know what I'm saying? And I said it very low, you know, and it's just like that shit could have happened to me in a little racist town of Deer Park, Texas. We all know Deer Park, LaPorte, Pasadena is ran by Klansmen. You know what I'm saying? Like this is Klan City. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at the chemical plants and think that it's okay because you see black and brown people leaving the chemical plants. Nah, this shit is ran by Klansmen over there in that area. And it's like I look at people different, bro. Like I don't have a trust of people. You know what I'm saying? And people ask me all the time, like, why are you so quiet and out of sight, out of mind? Because I don't put shit past you. I'd rather not speak. I'd rather just sit back and watch you and observe you and see who the fuck you truly are. Because I'm so tired of hearing it, bro. I'm so tired of seeing news stories where little black girls are being slammed by cops and slammed by these white guys. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry. That probably will be the day that I lose my life if a cop slam my little dark skinned black daughter to the ground, bro. Like I'm like in the courtroom, I'm letting you know you gonna die, nigga. Like for real. I'm coming for you. Like it angers me, and that's why I don't watch this type of stuff, bro. Because I'm fed up with it, And it's like my mind frame, and I may sound very ignorant, but my mind frame, all about that peace and protest and shit. That shit is over with. We've been protesting for years. It's time to fight these motherfuckers with violence, in my opinion, because
let
it
me
seems like that's the only thing that wins.
let me read a couple comments. They starting to get old already. Doc says I'm stuck with Bank of America right now. I prefer Chase. Well, I'm kind of stuck with Chase. I didn't choose them, but Bank of America is ass. I would, if I had Bank of America right now, I would just change out everything. I swear. Doc says, nice. They talked about it and came to an agreement, which means they paid him not to sue Smash them. I don't know if they paid him, but they probably gave him one of them forms to sign, but those forms don't mean shit. If he decide to sue them, that's gonna be their ass. Doc says, I have to admit, my bank preference is only based on experience with customer service, not anything else. Shit, I mean, everybody cares about customer service, man. Fucking, that's the reason why I don't like Bank of America. Their customer service sucks. We just watched a video of their customer service sucking.
To the utmost. Because I mean, because see, not only I mean, because the we got to really dissect it, because we have a clerk that is uncertain because somebody sent her a letter, a note that's telling you to be inconspicuous about how you count this money, because you know you don't know who's gonna see the transaction. So by them trying to protect themselves and not be on the street and 20 50 people know he got 12 grand and they done plotted on his ass, like, shit, we want to knock his head off, football kick his shit and run off with his money. But the clerk can't figure it out. She takes it to the manager, and the manager's asking all the questions, the same stuff, and then they are still lost.
Because they can only go by what this chick says. So, if I was dealing with stuff like that, I would have.
She explained it clearly to where she still should have known. It's like, okay, he gave you a card, he gave you a driver's license. Okay, what was it false? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta continue asking yourself questions.
Doc says I would have used the drive-through. No, the proper way to deal with the situation like that is you call the bank ahead and you talk to one of the people, and you talk to one of the bank managers, somebody with some fucking sense, because everybody in there is a dumbass. That's the thing people got to understand. When you paying people $7, $8, what fucking kind of talent is you finna get? So this damn bank teller is a dumbass probably. They just don't know shit. Like, don't know shit, scared of everything, completely brainwashed fucking zombie robot. You know what I'm saying? Getting paid $8 fucking. That you don't deal with somebody like that when it's something that's complex. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he did anything wrong, because he should have had the convenience of being able to walk into the bank and just get what he wanted and get it done the way he wanted to get it done without any problems. That shows their fucking customer service suck. But what I'm saying is, anybody that knows with money in a situation like that, you call and then you talk to them, and then you're gonna probably go to their little room. You're gonna go to the little office. They're gonna already have the money to the side for you, and you're gonna get your little bag, and then you're gonna leave, and that's how you do that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody sees what happened. But maybe he doesn't withdraw large amounts of money often. He doesn't really know how to go through those kind of procedures. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a good idea for him to stand in the regular line and deal with the bank teller if you're about to pull out a large cash withdrawal, because even the niggas that's standing in line next to you could just be peeping over the little bar and seeing it, and then follow your ass outside to the car. I mean, it could happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's not how you do that. But at the same time, like we saying, that's like major fail on their customer service. The damn teller is freaking out. So what I was saying is, like, as a manager, I've been in these kind of positions. You go by what your person says. You don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna go by what your person said first. You get what I'm saying? You're not gonna do too much investigation off jump. You're gonna do your investigation because everything is gonna come out. But if your person comes to you and be like, man, I think this dude is trying to rob the bank, then immediately you're gonna be like, well, let's start following those protocols dealing with that particular situation. You get what I'm saying? I'm defending the people above her. She was the dumbass. You know what I'm saying? She triggered these series of events.
Look, I mean, the insanity to what's really crazy to me, not like this is a extremely popular person. Black Panther went all over the world. This is like a dude that's produced at least one movie that hit the $1 billion mark, a black person. So just if she said she didn't even really read his driver's license, like when you see that, when you see his name, when you
She
see his
definitely should
name,
get fired. At the
you know
very
what
least. You fucked
exact
up.
exactly. Because I mean, wait a minute, Ryan Coogler. Damn, that sounds familiar. It's like, wait a minute,
And and his name don't matter. His name don't matter. If she would have
no,
ran the
is
card first and saw his account with their well over whatever amount he was asking for, following her fucking procedures like you should do, then she wouldn't even went through that. She didn't go through that because immediately the note scared her and she didn't go through her uh proper procedure. They did. I'm sure they don't train you to do that. She freaked out, like they said. She freaked out. She didn't even match up the right accounts or with the right ID or whatever. You fucking up, bitch. This is the simplest shit that you do in your fucking job is make sure the counts and the damn name fucking match and shit like that. Like that's simple fucking shit. My daughters could do that without a problem, and I could trust that they probably wouldn't fuck it up. So come on, no, no. That's that's that's
that
that
was
that's
clear. I think it was clear hating, bro.
yeah, that's what I think it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's not that. That's the reason why she was making mistakes. That's the reason why she made an assumption. She looked at this guy with natural hair or whatever, dark skinned. He can't possibly have this amount of money in this bank, so he must be trying to rob it. Racism, prejudging it, a prejudice, right? That's the definition of it. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, Pat, at all. I'm just saying that the rest of the people, they should have did their due diligence too. Somebody else should have came over there. So there's a second person that should have but you know, things happen quickly, in these kind of situations. You go through your protocols. But like I said, I'd be mad as fuck. That's some shit that'll have me so fucking hot. You going to withdraw your own money out your own account, and the cops show up and say you're trying to rob the bank. And then the whole thing is you're trying to do this discreetly, and it's totally the opposite now. It's on the news. So now the robbers know a lot more. They be like, oh, okay, yeah, this nigga be going to the bank and withdrawing large amounts. Yeah. We keep an eye on old buddy. Oh, and he go to Bank of America? And you could Google what city he lives in. I'm not giving y'all suggestions, disclaimer, y'all. I'm saying the media, the way this shit was handled was like a total violation of this guy. Like the opposite of what he intended on happening, was the service that he should have been provided. The complete opposite happened. I would take all my fucking money out of that bank. Fuck you. I'd take all my money out that bank tomorrow. I probably would have did it right then. After the cops took my hands out of the handcuffs, I'm closing my account here. It's a wrap. And I go through all the trouble and drama that it would take me through, because I know, like a lot of y'all, because I know my bank account is connected to a lot of my shit, a lot of shit. So I have to redo a whole bunch of shit. So it would be a huge inconvenience. It would be a huge, it would be a huge inconvenience. But I would do it. After that, nigga, no, y'all never, I'm not ever fucking with y'all again. I'll never step foot in another Bank of America after this.
I blame everybody.
I would tell all my friends. I tell everybody I know, stop fucking with Bank of America. Don't fuck with them. They don't know how to take care of their customers. They don't know how to do customer service. They think niggas is trying to rob them because they coming in there with natural hair and dark skin.
Obviously, she didn't know how to read. She went back to the fucking 1500s, the early 800s or something, because she couldn't just fucking simply read. Because if you reading it and saying like counted the money somewhere else, it didn't say anything about any demands or anything like that, other than how he wants his coffee. you know, pretty much, you know, so to speak.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
I always say we have to think about the dumbasses because, like, when you go through the drive-through line at McDonald's and you tell them to give them half raspberry, half lemonade, and then give me a Sprite with half raspberry, and then give me a lemonade with half tea, and do a splash of, I don't know, you know how people complicate shit for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And then you got to remember that you're dealing with, you know, what you're dealing with. So you don't want to complicate things for these people because, you know, and like the people that everywhere they go, their order is wrong, right? My they always get my order wrong. That, you know, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. And the people that everywhere they go, they get bad service.
Yeah.
Maybe it's you. The common denominator is you. The common denominator is you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's true. I mean, that's what it was. That's how I see it. You know, like she's dumb.
My thing
She,
is, I've listened. I was listening to y'all. I blame everybody because the manager should have got involved. The manager should have came, you know, and I'm sure they probably didn't if she went and told them, hey, I think this guy's trying to rob the bank. But they should have got involved. It should have never escalated. Or maybe you call the cops and say, hey, look, don't come in. Let's try to figure this situation out. But nobody did that. There was no kind of preventive measures at all on this situation. They just immediately called the cops. And the cops have to know this guy's not trying to rob the bank if he's automatically surrendering when you guys come in and y'all still handcuff him, y'all still take him outside, y'all treat him like a fucking criminal, like he's nothing. So I blame everybody, bro. I'm not making exceptions for nobody in this situation.
Dude say I'm blowing the whole bank up. Everybody. I'm suing everybody in here. I'm suing.
Goddamn right.
I'm putting suits on all you bitches.
Yeah, like Denzel say, you nigga King Kong around here. You niggas won't have shit without me. You niggas won't see the goddamn me yard at Pelican Bay, motherfucker.
Shoe program.
23-hour lockdown.
I love that speech. I love that speech so much. It's like, wait. Anyways, I'm gonna get distracted. Let me read Doc's comments. He said, "Less convenient to change all my shit than to wear handcuffs." Yeah, wearing handcuffs fucking already is an inconvenience, and they always put them on tight. It's embarrassing. Everybody is watching pictures, a whole damn video. He got a whole damn video of it out now. Like forever, the internet is gonna have a video of him being handcuffed. And in the future that could be used and twisted up because you won't know the circumstances or whatever. And like if you didn't know the story and then somebody showed him with handcuffs on, like, damn, this nigga be robbing and shit. What you be doing?
Man,
You must have did something
you know
wrong. They
what it
had you
shows me,
handcuffed.
bro? It's something that I think that we should talk about. Well, not we on the platform, but us as a culture should talk about more. No matter how much success you have, you're still a threat. You're still a you know what in America.
Yeah, Nick. Let me read Doc's comment. He says,
Yeah.
"I thought that since the WHO beer virus thing, it was okay for a black man in a mask to come into a bank and ask for money." The twisted comedy there, Doc, but I be getting you. He says, like Oprah, you get a lawsuit and you get a lawsuit and everyone gets a lawsuit.
oh damn. Yeah, that's hilarious.
The bank teller, the manager, the cop who handcuffed me, and the nigga that videoed this shit. You know what I'm saying? All of you bitches. I don't know why that's so funny to me, bro. Because I can see like my ex, I like Ashley. I can see one time there was an incident with Ashley with the bank, and they was giving her a hard time with her money because she was out of state or she was somewhere not regular, and they was like giving her a hard time, and she was like, "Y'all not gonna you know how she is. She made a whole ass scene and embarrassed the shit out of the bank teller and shit because eventually they had to give her money, you know." And she made a whole ass scene. Like the person like her, she would be that kind of person. Like if this happened to her, like she would want to burn the fucking bank down. She would want Bank of America to go out of business. And
I
she
don't
would
blame her. Shit, fuck them.
and she would work tirelessly to in the effort of making it happen. Yeah.
I'm with her, bro. Because how long can we continue to give dog? You think about it. Black people have been the most forgiving motherfuckers to other motherfuckers. How long can we continue to give people a pass for shit that they know is wrong? Let's be real.
Well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if to say that they know that their stuff is wrong, but I mean, the checks and balances obviously are not in place well enough for them to truly identify on their own. And like I said, I mean, you know, it's really a mind control. Like they've been controlled by this system so badly that just the idea of, because I mean, just put it on the other hand. If it was this was a white guy who walks in with the same letters, same everything, they, you know,
They finna double check everything before they say he trying to rob the bank. They're gonna double check everything.
yeah,
Wait, hold on. Do you have the right account number? Sir, did you give us the wrong account or did you give us the wrong card or swipe card or
and
maybe
he's
your ID or something? Did you mix it up or something?
yeah,
Let's work this out.
he's interacting with her. Like she asked for his bank card. Bam, here it is. You know, here's your, you know, said need your ID. Okay, yeah, here's the ID. So it's like everything that you're seeing, you can't comprehend that as being lot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how bad off this person was that they just could not foresee, you know, some young black guy to be coming in the store and wanting a
It's and then see the thing is it's the amount of money. So they didn't say what the number was, but I bet it was a fat number. So that's the other thing. This black guy don't have this much money. He got to be robbing the bank. You get what I'm saying? Most people, the average person in accounts, they be having less than two. I know y'all niggas is rich, both of y'all niggas, but the average people have like less than $2,000 in their account, bro. Like from month to month. This is average folks. I know it's probably hard for y'all to comprehend having less than $2,000 in your account, but most of America has less than $2,000 in their bank account right now. And guess what? Most of that is finna go to whatever the next bills is that they have. So they can't even spend it. That's not even their money. It's finna go to next month's rent, the car note, food, whatever. Because that's how they live.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the average person in the United States have less than
and your rich ass.
And yeah, y'all both of y'all rich asses. I'm talking about you, Deuce, and you.
Man, you must be talking about Doc and Pat because I'm broke.
That's what I tell everybody too. But the average person has less than $2,000 in their account, and so you know that's just normal. When you go on them bank tellers, you know it's average stuff, right? Like most people come in there, it's always the same shit. You know they're paying rent or the payment mortgage or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
$1,200. You know, $800. It's not gonna be big transactions. You don't get people coming in there asking for 50 G's every day. You know what I'm saying? And especially not a black guy. I bet you it was a big number like that, and that's what it was. She was like, "Ain't no way in hell this nigga got that money. He's trying to rob us."
But why? I don't get it. Like,
Brainwashed, brainwashed
well, yeah, that's
zombie,
what I'm saying.
zombie
Yeah,
robot.
zombie robot. Because it's just like, because they're so used to seeing, you know, $20 in their account, and then when you see somebody who's got 20,000 or 200,000, whatever the amount is, it's just too crazy to fathom when the skin color matches yours for a lot of people, and then it's easy for them to look at someone of a much lighter skin tone to go through the same situation that
Yeah.
will have way more like
Hey, bro,
what.
we mad and we fussing, but what if it comes out that bank teller was black?
It
She
wouldn't matter.
was. She
It wouldn't matter.
was.
The point is still the same. It doesn't even matter because them being black, we was talking about that before, upholding white supremacy and being
Bro,
super fucking brainwashed. You know what I'm
look,
saying?
Deuce, she was black.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. Damn, that's crazy. That's even more crazy.
Let me read a couple comments. Doc says they will
Cause
do a
she's upholding
signature.
the agenda.
Yeah, and it's a lot of them doing that, especially black women. I don't know why they hop on that shit. But
Well,
let me.
but it's it's usually foreigners, black uh black female foreigners that does that.
Because they believe they've believed the agenda that they've been fed. You know that these niggas just wilding out. They savages over here. Let me read the comments. Doc says they will do a signature verification. He talking. I think that was when we was talking about if it was a white dude who had came in there. It's what I have to do when I withdraw an unusual amount. It was $12,000. He asked for it in small bills to be counted discreetly. See, 12,000 ain't even that fucking much, bro. That's like chump change too. Like, why would somebody gonna rob the
Yeah.
bank for $12,000? Doc says, "I'm so
But
broke I
no,
can't even pay attention."
but,
Go
but
ahead.
no, but who walks in like if you robbing the bank, you want all the motherfucking money. Here,
Yeah,
look,
12,000.
fill
That's
up.
so much chump change. You finna get a Fed case. Or possibly get killed. You only asking for 12 G's. That ain't
Bro,
nothing, bro. You could blow
who
that at Home Depot in one day.
already know? Shit, I can blow it in shit one day and not be at Home Depot. Shit, man. Say, bro, that's why the shit is
Pat
really,
got
really
Pat
fucking
got the most
insane.
expensive. Pat got the most expensive wife in America. He on an
Wife?
18-wheeler.
Oh yeah,
He got the
already.
most expensive wife. Hey, look here, that 18-wheeler come before your wife. Why you think mine was so mad for years?
Yeah, I don't know.
That
I
bitch
ain't
get
gonna
attention
lie. I
before everybody.
ain't gonna lie. I usually swipe, you know what I'm saying, to handle those type of things. But, still in all, like, I go, when I'm at home or whatever, doing things, I go to the bank, grab me some cash. I like $50 bills. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I want my $50 bills, and I get a couple of hundreds, and whatever else. So I might get about 2 grand or so just to have some cash. Still
yeah,
swiping, you know what I'm saying, when I go different places or whatever. So
yeah.
it just
That's pocket change. I totally understand it because some places you go, you need cash or whatever.
yeah.
Certain transactions, and so yeah, so like I say, 12 G's ain't nothing for somebody to go to the bank and withdraw. He could have been. It could have been. That could have been like a down payment on his house when he signed doing his closing.
Man, for Ryan Coogler, he got when he go on to visit family, he gotta have some cash because the little cousins. He might be like,
Yeah,
what? Look,
yeah.
man, here, what? Say, bro, 12 grand. That should go so quick. Look, when he see mama, bam, he knock off mama something sweet.
Yeah.
Cash. That way, what I'm saying. They not being, what I'm saying, like, cause I don't know how they might do it. Cause he from Oakland, right? California, crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? Taxes and this, that, and the other.
And
So
then black folks with bank accounts, because even though like a lot of niggas don't be having bank accounts like that too, a lot of old folks aren't
true.
on it like that. So that you can't transfer the money, because that would be the easiest way. The way, I love the way I got it set up with my daughter because I got a high school checking account with her, and
Yeah.
her is tied to my bank, so I can see how much she has in her account, and I could just send her money instantly.
Well, yeah.
It's so cool.
I mean, same way, with
And she used
with
her
Lil
phone
Pat.
to pay for shit. Go ahead, my bad.
No, no, no. I was just saying, kind of the same little thing with Lil Pat, even though shit, he don't spend no money. You know what I'm saying? Like for his birthday, he talking about wanting to go to Universal. I said, "What you want to? You gonna pay the way or whatever?" He said, "Well, I gotta spend my money." You know, it's just But however, it's just a lot of this. Like 12 grand is such a, especially for like we're talking about a like this. This is people who supposed to see money every day. That's why it's crazy to me. Like it's totally insane that this happened. And this man, they done like embarrassed the hell out of him, got him in handcuffs inside the bank. They done took him outside to the fucking car. He's sitting there talking to him, and he's just like, like bro, like come on, like really talking reason to the people. And then this,
He looked like he wanted to cry, man. He was upset. The tears would have been way too perfect for the fucking scene, bro. Like, but I
bro,
bet you he
I
I
probably
bet
would
you
have
he got in
cried.
his. I was gonna say, I bet you he got in his car and drove away with big alligator tears, bro. Because that shit hurt. Like, how can even suing them? There's nothing that can really repay this. Like, you can't really repair this fucking the pain that this kind of thing, because it's all about the discrimination part. That's what people don't understand. Is like fighting against this shit your whole damn life and trying to be upstanding and shit, and you still have this, you still got to deal with this shit. I'm sure that's what he was thinking when he was driving away. He was like, I still got to deal with this shit. I got the biggest fucking movie. Didn't that movie sell? It like blew out everybody out. Let me
Of
read
over a
Doc's comments.
billion sales, say, bro, is very few movies that's hit $1 billion, and
Yeah.
this is one of them that's hit $1 billion.
Let me read
You know
Doc's
what I'm saying?
comment. He says, it's too exact to trigger me if I was a teller, but then I would have recognized him. I know pop culture and loved BP. I might have given him discreetly a Wakanda Forever salute when I handed it to him. So, and I guess being that, I don't know much about the story, but Pat said that she wasn't from here, so maybe she missed. But I don't know that I could recognize the director by looking at him, even though I like the movie a lot.
No,
So,
I'm not saying because I mean, a lot of those black folks really do look alike. You might not have looked at him and noticed him. I mean, he did have his mask on, but just the name identity, like Krugler, that's not a popular name. It ain't like Williams. You know what I'm saying? She would have looked at the names like, huh, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar or whatever. And maybe she would have thought about it a little more. I mean, for somebody who's a black American and as popular as Black Panther was, like bro, like y'all
you giving you giving them too much credit. You caught their brain gears would have had to do a whole bunch of gearing for that to happen.
I
And to
know,
when you
and I
prejudge people, you use racism. That's what I be saying. Just like religion, it simplifies everything for you, so you feel like you know already. You don't have to go through those the gears grinding. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people be avoiding that. Like literally, they don't want to like think. So that's the zombie robot thing. So they just go through the motions, like I say, because it's almost always the same transactions over and over, same shit every day, same old shit. Now you making my damn brain gears grind, and I'm not feeling that shit. It's like malfunction, abort.
Yeah, I guess it is for some people, man. It's just at that time you just gonna need to go take your nap because go
He
get you your
says,
it's siesta time.
Doc says, I remember him because he made a great remember Chadwick each that went viral. Wait, he went viral with the appreciation of Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, I still don't. I don't know that I would recognize him. Let me read a bit of this, even though we talked about this before. This article says how African students in Ukraine are leading their own rescue efforts. There was a need to support Black people because they weren't getting the support or access, said organizer Patricia DeLay. There was a gap, and we bridged it. So refugees from many countries and continents from Africa, the Middle East, and India, most of them students at Ukraine universities, wait at the Medica pedestrian border crossing in Poland. This is on February 27th. So let's read a little bit more. Tolup, damn. Tolup, Tolulupe Osho, 31, reached the Polish border the day after Russia invaded Ukraine. He was close to safety from the war-torn land, but he decided to turn around. I have friends. He said, I have fellow Africans in Ukraine. If by leaving my valuables I can save more lives, then I'm doing it. Life is more important. Osho, who is Nigerian, returned to Ternopil in western Ukraine, where he remained in a safe zone for the past week. He helped shelter people in underground bunkers, driven them to borders, and provided money through a fundraiser. In all, he said he and a friend have aided some 200 people. So niggas be helping themselves. I don't really want to read all of this. Let's see. Can I get away with this?
My parents can always check my glucose levels just by looking at their cell phones.
I share my numbers
Fucking
with my wife and my
ad.
daughter.
I
And if
can't
I'm out in
skip
the
it
yard working
either.
or busy, she'll come out and tell me, hey, you're going too low. If I'm working hard, it makes me feel good that they're watching.
Mostly they would consider white people first, Indian people, Arabic people, before black people. As long as you're black, no one likes you. I remember they punched a certain black guy, a policeman in Ukraine, punched a certain black guy for nothing. He was shocked for nothing. Yes, so like I said earlier on, they consider white people before considering black people. Yes.
And after that, we went to the train station, and they will not let us in. And when they did let us in, they were like, you have to give us money because this is not for free for you because you're foreign. This is not free for you. You have to pay for it. Maybe it's a war. Maybe people start feeling stressed. They want their people to get first. Of course, everyone wants their people to be safe, so they had to express that in a way. So I understand that, but at the same time, you should at least say it in a nice way.
In Ukraine, there is some kind of these bad things. There are so many people there, and the police don't let. They do like kind of racism against foreigners. They let Ukrainian people cross first, and then they let us cross. But I don't speak in general. There is some few cases that do that.
The last dude that was talking looked like he could have been one of my cousins, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. And that's what's crazy, man. How we shit.
Yeah, y'all do look like relatives.
So it's crazy how the diaspora, bro, and how are they have us all disconnected like this? Like, and it's crazy how because I be meeting people from Nigeria. You know, I speak a little bit of Igbo, so I like to use that. And when I be waiting tables, he give me tips too out of Africans. But a lot of times I talk to a Nigerian person, and then I'll be like, "You look just like my uncle," or you know, you look just like my you know my cousin back home and shit. You know what I'm saying? and
Yeah.
and um and it's just like crazy how we're so separated and we don't look at ourselves that way, even though like if we were speaking the same language. I mean, I don't know what it is, bro. Like it's like that with the Hispanics, like the brown Hispanics, like Dominicans, even though they deny their brownness. But that's what's crazy. Like they want to feel like they feel like, but when they come over here to the States and the States see them as black, they were like, I'm not black. Shit, they're gonna pull you over the same as because you look just like us, exactly like us. Man, that's what be killing me. Like a lot of them, like some of the ones from Mexico and other parts of like the American areas, especially off the islands. All of these people look like us, like exactly like us. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit
But
crazy.
but we have this separation shit where we're all like, this guy's like, I'm Jamaican, or you know what I'm saying, or I'm Dominican, or this other guy's like, shit, I'm repping the fofos, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or the other nigga's like, I'm representing that 504 or whatever. Like, and then it's a and I understand we're naturally tribal, but this is the condition that I think has been created. You know what I'm saying? Because if look how whiteness does. Look how they look after each other. Look at the thing, because Ukraine is a perfect example of that, right? The Western nations coming together and looking out for their folks, and you can't be mad at them for doing that. I'm not for no reason knocking that. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they created the United Nations, and they wanted to protect Israel. The Jews were getting persecuted. Boom. I have no problem with that. That's a natural reaction, and that's what should be done. But where is that for like people of color on the world stage? Do y'all get what I'm saying?
Well, but it's also being done by people of color. So I mean, it's like that's the confusion. That's where like the biggest problem lies, is that we see each other as enemies. I walk into say, bro, like I walk into the bank. It's usually the same two white ladies. Oh, hey, they never call me by my name. I don't know if they probably don't remember, but they remember my face. They like, so what can I get? What can I do for you? I tell them what I want. Do this credit, the debit card thing, blah blah blah. Say you want it how you usually get it. I was like, yep. So it's like obviously, maybe he was out of town. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe he
Most
was out of.
likely. Most likely. Most
Yeah,
likely
maybe.
it wasn't a normal, his normal bank with the normal people. Because that's what I say. The same thing happened to Ashley. She was out of town, and then they gave her a hard time.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what it is. They know Pat rich. He got that bread, so they treat him when he walking out.
Yeah,
Mr. Anders, how are you today? We hadn't seen you in
exactly.
a couple of weeks.
Pat is the white man. He is the man.
Oh my God! You got a new ball cap. We hadn't seen that one. I'd sure like that one. Oh, here you go, sweetie. Take that. I got a couple more out there in the Hemi.
Oh shit.
Because they didn't see his account, so they like nice as hell to this nigga. Like this nigga could buy me.
Oh shit. I sure could. For a night.
That's funny, man. That's
Nah.
funny. But that
That's who I
shows
want to be.
perspective.
That's who I want to be right there. That's who I want to be. That nigga right there eating on that caucus. I want
The
to be him.
lion.
Like, bitch, if you don't get the fuck back, Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Straight
that look
savage.
was.
Don't give a fuck. Hunt
That
your ass down.
all he had to do was look at him, and they was like, "Yeah, we understand, bro. We moving around. We're gonna move around."
Hey,
Like,
if you got
Just
any
save us
left,
a little bit,
but if you got
please.
if you got anything left, why don't you give me a hollow? Man, we over here.
he say, "Nah, ain't nothing like that happening. Keep it moving, bro. Kick rocks."
They walked away saying to themselves, I can't stand that motherfucker. Wait till I get big. I'm gonna fuck him up.
Yeah, they ain't never gonna get that big though.
God
Shoot.
damn.
If I hadn't worked all day, I'll bust his ass right now.
Yeah.
Oh, this shit hilarious. This video, but this hilarious as fuck. Watch this shit.
Oh shit! I would have shitted on myself. That's a baby too, right? Oh no, that's not a real bear.
No, that's not a real bear. That's one of his coworkers in a suit, bro.
Oh damn. Yeah. But it looked like a bear right there. They did a good job. I guess the picture is grainy and shit, but yeah, if it was a real bear, I definitely would have shit myself. You can't outrun them hoes. You can't outrun no bear. And they be out there.
Mulatto. Oh,
Man.
no, it's Lotto now. It's not Mulatto. She
Right,
She had
'cause
to change her name because it was causing too much scrutiny.
They was on her ass about that. And she was like, it's not a big deal. I don't understand. But they got on her ass about it, so she had to change it. I think that she should have stayed with it. I like that name better. I mean, for whatever reason, and that's the same reason why I be saying nigga all the time. I be taking the power away from that shit. Like, the kids have changed the meaning of a lot of words. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. Meanings of words change over time. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Language changes, it evolves. The kids really decide on what the words mean. Does that make sense what I'm
Bro, I
saying?
can't tell you how many white kids
Yeah,
I hear.
nah, I
I
already
can't tell
know
you how
they
many
do it
white
all the
kids I
time.
hear calling each other nigga.
Yeah.
The connotative linguistics, that's why it's so, that's why it's gotten to the point where we have to ask, okay, so what do you mean by that? Like, what, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By what definition are we discussing this?
Because they be talking about they, them, they, or whatever. Them.
Oh my God, yeah. So somebody talking about that
Oh, that
yesterday.
shit hilarious. That video right there. He sounds just like Trump, bro.
Let me play a little bit of it.
They're tremendous people. And I'm going to tell you right now, we have to come in and do this job on time and under budget. We're going to go with Oliveria, or is it Oliveria? They're good people. They're Italian, but they're good. Or are they Portuguese? I don't know. But they're tremendous people, and we are going to get this job done and done the right way. We are hiring many more pork chops because we love them. They're tremendous people. And we are going to do a great job here, Rosie. I'm going to tell you, your husband is a tremendous attribute to this job, and we are going to get this job done the right way, the union way, and it's going to be a tremendous job. He's a great carpenter. He really is. I eat lunch with carpenters. Thank you so much, even the evil media.
I saw that shit. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. 48 Laws of Power. You haven't checked that out, Deuce?
Nuh-uh.
You can get audio of it on YouTube. That's something to check out.
Oh, Samuel, what did it say?
Let me go back.
North Korea recently used what they...
Samuel Jackson's wife, Tatiana Richardson, offered support for Smollett in letter read at sentencing. Basically, they just trying to help him get his sentence. They only gave him 150 days. Shit, if that would have been me and you, how much time we would have got?
If you had done that Smollett
wow.
thing,
yeah,
Um,
10 years max.
Yeah, we would have got
15 years minimum.
you would have got some time because it's a serious charge. He was charged with like 3 felonies, I think. He lucky to only get 150 days. That's the system what we was talking about before you came on, Pat. We was talking about how how did we say it? Rules are for poor people. Yeah. And how because it's fines and court costs. But if you got money, that don't mean nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? But if you poor, that's everything. And then like how if you got the money to pay for a good lawyer to beat the case, you ain't got no money for a lawyer. They give you this shit lawyer that's finna fucking give you a plea that's gonna ruin your life. And you know what I'm
Is
saying?
that China right there, bro?
This is North Korea. It says North Korea recently used what would it be its largest ever intercontinental ballistic missile system in 2 secretive launches, likely paving the way for a resumption of long-range tests. U.S. and South Korea officials say. This is the reason why they do this. Is that's the reason why North Korea hasn't been conquered by the U.S. because they do shit like this. It's like North Korea, like, bro, y'all want to bring it, bro. Y'all can conquer us, but we're gonna fuck some shit the fuck up on the way. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why what happened with Libya. They talked Libya out of fucking getting rid of their fucking weapons, and then they went over there and conquered Libya. And that's the same reason why Iran is like, y'all niggas, y'all on that bullshit. We gonna keep this nuclear shit. That's how we know y'all niggas, because every time somebody come off the nuclear shit, then y'all come and fucking conquer them niggas. And y'all know this thing in Ukraine has nuclear implications, not as far as a nuclear war, but because of the secret bases, like the ones in the Crimea area. That's what this is about. Anyways, that's the reason why they can North Korea can basically, and people, we could talk bad about them. Oh, poor North Korea, or North Korea be doing this, that, and the other. But ain't nobody finna go fuck with them. And that's why. This little video right here.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has called to expand the country's space rocket launch site, according to state media KCNA on Friday. They reported that Kim announced this during a visit to the Sohae satellite launching ground, which has been used to fire satellites that experts say use similar tech to intercontinental ballistic missiles. KCNA quoted Kim saying, "It is the noble duty to turn the launching ground associated with our state's great dream and ambition for a space power into an ultra-modern advanced base and a starting line of space conquest for the future." Friday's report comes after South Korea and the U.S. jointly declared that the North's 2 most recent satellite tests used a new ICBM, and further suggested Pyongyang could possibly fire a missile under the guise of launching a space vehicle. Its latest launch earlier this month was North Korea's 9th weapons test of the year. Washington described the ICBM tests as a, quote, serious escalation requiring a united global response. The missile system in question is known as the Hwasong-17 and was unveiled at an October 2020 military parade in Pyongyang. A U.S. official said tests have likely been designed to check elements of the system before a full-range firing, potentially disguised as a space launch banned by the UN Security Council. Kim has defended satellite work as protecting North Korea's sovereignty, exercising its rights to self-defense, and elevating national prestige.
Intercontinental ballistic missile. Do y'all understand that? Do you understand what those words mean?
Yeah.
Nigga, what? So yes, so like, and then they said they hide it, disguised it under like a space exploration or some shit, because that what they're doing is banned by the Geneva Convention or some shit like that. So then they pretend that they're gonna do this, but they're really gonna do that. They're testing this shit right here. But again, it's really just a message to the rest of the world. Like he said at the end of the video, it's about the sovereignty of North Korea. So like North Korea wants to hold on to their sovereignty. So then this is how they do it. They're not going to attack anyone or anything. They just want to let y'all know that, hey, if y'all come over here with that bullshit, we finna give you the business. Not only that, we got intercontinental ballistic missiles. Do y'all have those? If you don't, you're in trouble. Don't fuck with us. Look how big that fucking thing is. Damn. I guess most of it is propulsion, and maybe the bomb is only like the front part of it or something. That fucking thing is big. Whatever the case, you don't want to see that shit heading towards you in the sky. It's a wrap. Just take your last shit. Finally make peace with your maker. Anyways, I think that people need to just understand what it means globally on this stuff, and the reason why they do it, it's really to protect themselves, and mainly from the United States, from going over there and fucking with them. Because South Korea is basically a United States kind of satellite state. It's kind of like a colony of the United States. And there's a lot of people in South Korea that's not really happy about that. They like the Western amenities and stuff that they get to have, but they don't necessarily like some of the Western influences. And they also have their own culture, so they want to preserve that also. And a lot of people have relatives in North Korea. It's really sad because that border is closed and shit. And they have really close family members it's just like the Berlin Wall. And one day it's going to come down, but something has to happen politically for the world to, it's this hate on communism type of shit. Like the way other people do their countries is their business, man. And that shouldn't be a reason why they can't cross over the borders and go back. They should be able to move back and forth between North and South Korea. What's the problem with that? And a lot of people are saying that it's because North Korea, he wants to just keep his people hostage. But I don't think that's the case. I think that North Korea has been alienated on the global stage. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of like sanctions and shit like that. Like, we're not fucking with North Korea. We don't fuck with them. Like, that's another place where I can't send ads to.
Well,
I can send ads to South Korea, but I can't send ads to North Korea. I'm locked out.
See, I mean, when the colonizers were going all over the country, trying to make his mark in different places, that was one of them was North Korea. It's like we're gonna have to have a better conversation because they came through have whatever conversation they did with South Korea, and South Korea agreed or either received a deal they couldn't refuse. But
North Korea ain't finna take no deal like that. They like, we not feeling that.
Exactly. It's like I'm not giving you my sovereignty. I'm not giving you my power to run my country the way that I want to. So, they can understand what my game to hand over my countries for you to mismanage in most cases. Mismanage. It just don't make sense.
Man, guys, I ain't gonna lie. I hate to run, but I'm sitting here falling asleep, bro. I
Yeah,
don't want to fall asleep on the podcast. I'm gonna take my butt to bed, man.
I'm about to wrap
climb in my bed. I'm at home.
it. You're not driving this time.
Oh shit. No, I'm at the house, bro. I took a shower when I got here and had a drink, and I keep catching my head nod. You know how you go to nod and you feel that head drop and you pick back up and be like, shit.
Well, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for your time. I'm about to wrap it in a few minutes, anyways.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, bro. It's always a pleasure, a blessing to be on here. I love the topics, what we go over. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna get off of here, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired as fuck. I'm beat.
All
I
right,
can't even
bro.
stay awake no more, bro.
Peace and love, man. Hopefully you'll be on tomorrow with
Hey,
us.
same here, man. Yeah, I don't know. I may be able to. I know the kids get out of school early tomorrow, so for their first, spring break or whatever. So I don't know when we're gonna get back in tomorrow. It'll probably be late night because wife, we're gonna do this, and then a coworker of hers, matter of fact, one of the principals invited her and I to come out and spend some time with them and have drinks and dinner and stuff. So I probably won't be getting home till like this time tomorrow. I don't know. But if I can't, once you text me y'all alive, I'll definitely let you know if I'm able to. I try to get it whenever I can, but yeah. It sucks, dude, because the last show is Saturday night, and I don't leave back out till Sunday, so that sucks.
It's all good, bro. Whatever time you have to give, bro, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I appreciate y'all, man. Pat, man, be careful out there, brother. I know you working
Always.
24/7, round the clock. You ain't got no break till you decide to call it quits for a week or so. But be careful out there, bro. I always pray for you. Make sure you're good.
Same here,
And
man.
Chaka, man, be safe. Be careful. Yeah,
All
I'll get
right,
up.
man.
I'll get up with y'all, bro. Love y'all, man. Peace and love, man.
All right, peace and love. Have a good one, man.
All right, y'all too, bro.
All right.
Later.
Niggas got real life transformers over here. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it, y'all. That's the same scene we was talking about. Anyways, I think I had a pretty good show. I had my mom on at the beginning, so go back and check the go back and check the video out, the beginning of it. And if you're not subscribed to the King Chuck ENT Do page, do it, because it'll make a difference for me. Everybody who's ever listening, King Chuck ENT Do, I think it's DUEX. I'm pretty sure it's that DUEX. King Chucky ENT DUEX. That's the backup page. That's where we're streaming live to tonight. And I need you guys to go subscribe to there so you can get the notifications that the live is coming on. Because I don't know how long it's going to be before I do any live streams on the main page. So that's just what it's going to be for a while. And I had some stuff I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember now. I'm retarded. It's almost 4 hours. Yep. I think it was a good show. You there, Pat?
Yeah. I'm here, man.
I'm putting you
Final
out
episode.
of sleep. Yeah, thanks, Doc. Thanks for putting the input, bro. Send me more shit all the time, bro. Whatever you want to talk about. I might skip over some of that shit. I ain't gonna lie, but whatever I feel is relevant, whatever I feel, people gonna wanna talk about, I'll put it up there. And I really like the articles, because I'm probably gonna. That's what I wanted to say. I'm probably not gonna play as many videos in the show moving forward because I want to be able to get to the point where I can have no copyright strikes and no fucking content strikes and really get the channel to be legit and professional to the point where at least I just won't be getting in trouble so much. So, but I think that the reading the articles and the comments under YouTube pages and under Instagram pages, reading books, You know what I'm saying? Little short clips of stuff like the TikToks and stuff, but and I'll play videos from small media, like, independent media type stuff. But that's going to be the direction the channel's going in. And hopefully you guys can give us comments about what we can do to be better. I really need that. So yeah. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all for being here. The thumbs up really makes a difference. I haven't been getting many thumbs up for my lives. Seem like all of y'all that join or comment should at least thumbs up. I don't really be asking for a lot, but it really helps at the beginning of the lives if y'all hit the thumb ups when y'all come in, because then it recommends the video to other people that can see the show and jump in the lives. Because what I really want to do, and I've been thinking about this really heavily, I really want to make this a place where people come and talk. Just like how Doc be leaving his comments, he's a big part of the show, and I'm sure a lot his and then Doc and Pat be ganging up on me sometimes. Like, as far as the point of views, it just shows like what I be trying to say is like here in the United States, I can't speak anywhere else, but nobody is just Republican or just Democratic. Nobody is just liberal or just conservative. Like, these labels don't really fit a real human. A real human is all over the place. It's kind of messy. And so, sometimes we agree on, but I think that we agree on more stuff than we disagree on. So the 10% of the stuff that we disagree on is the stuff that the media and stuff focuses on, and TV and movies and stuff focuses on, so that we can have that in the forefront of our mind instead of thinking about all the things that we agree on. And I want this to be a place where everybody around the world can come and talk about things, because I think conversation is what's going to, change the world. I really believe in it. And this is my attempt at, saving the world. We are seeking conversation, not a one-sided answer solution. And also, I'm doing journalism, so that's the other thing. And I like to show both sides, and that's what people want. And the media has been lying to people, and then it's geared, and it's has its agenda and its point of view and perspective, and people are tired of that, and that's why they're tuning out of the fucking news, and they're going to be watching shows like this, the ones where people aren't trying to. I'm letting you guys make your own mind up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you what to think. I'm giving you the information, and I also will give my personal opinion, but all this is left up for, you guys to make up your mind. And the more people that join the show, the more we can have multiple perspectives that'll help all of us, attain a better perspective, a better understanding of things, because coming at it one-sided is, a bias. And sometimes I do reveal my bias, because like I'm a bit left-leaning. I'm not going to say I'm not. I lean to the left, you know what I'm saying? But I reveal those things. So it is what it is. That's what I think. That's the honesty is what people want. And that's what I'm going to give them here. So you can have an honest conversation. We could talk about the uncomfortable things that, you can't talk about in other places, because that's what we focus on here. So even on other channels or anywhere you go, you may not be able to have these conversations. And we're not going to jump on you and beat you up and kick you out of the chat or whatever the hell if you disagree. Because I disagree with Pat all the time. I disagree with Doc all the time. Curtis comes on here cursing out on everybody. You know what I'm saying? But this is the real world. This is how real people are. You know what I'm saying? So the show is real people. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is trying to put on a persona or a face or a mask and pretend that they are right or righteous all the time or knows all the answers or none of that shit. So that's not where, So again, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for joining. I'm going to wrap it. Peace and love. Peace and love, Pat. Be safe, man. All right, y'all. I'm going to play a couple of clips.
Deliberating stanzas, creating dancers, evaluate the masters, having meetings, debating the answers to the questions that be making the handler anxious. I can't be telling nothing I ain't experienced, kinda like selling a little fake deliverance, full of malevolence, hitting up your residence, taking care of his biz without leaving evidence, claiming heaven sent. What the fuck is this? When I take a trip to the abyss and meet the beast, I'm coming back with it. That's gold words coming from a spectacular man that froze when he found out he had a black hole where his soul's supposed to be. That's no way to see eternity. Maybe you believe, but some achieve the pearly gates and still proceed to think evil deeds. Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in the rush to touch the black hole. What? Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in the rush to touch the black hole. What? Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in the rush to touch the black hole. What? Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in the rush to touch the black hole. What? Hit niggas in they fucking head with a crack. You bustin', I'm bustin' back with a gat that spits venom. You sending black and when the bottom of the ninth inning smack, he bleeds. The cat's waxing him back. Cause he ain't suffered enough, hustled enough, scuffle and cuff his hand to a cop. Nothing discussed, cutting his nuts to his cock. Something to shot, a spark out your heart when you stop jogging in the park. And you meet a nigga dog that bites bark, buds spilling on the sidewalk. Staying in the light is smart despite staying on course, of course, cause the smell of death escapes and not a corpse is rough. Top half man and I'll be damned if that bottom half horse. Hush, lost souls rushing to touch the black hole, wishing to be dust, gagging and fuss, cause the demon face leaking pus. Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in a rush to touch the black hole. What? Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in a rush to touch the black hole. What? Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in a rush to touch the black hole. What? Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in a rush to touch the black hole. What can I say? Lay in my bed at night like it's a grave. Listen to the voices in my mind misbehave. Best to be glad that my mind is awake. Voices taking over days makes me afraid. Then I go to sleep cause the voices make me weak. If I reach out for the light, then I know they gonna speak through mutilated teeth. I fumigated beef. I treat my lady sweet. Why do I gotta shriek in the night? Think I'm living right? My insomnia is bringing me to ride. Lunatic lyrical things to keep me from my dreams. I wake up and I scream. Reality to me ain't really what it seems. Imagine an old set scene when you woke up with a cold sweat scream. Roll over on the floor, now you know what death means. Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in a rush to touch the black hole. Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in a rush to touch the black hole. Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in a rush to touch the black hole. Busting out the dust, these rough niggas is coming up in a rush to touch the black hole.
It kinda sound like it was made just for me.
Man, I got this.
Nah, I got this.
It kinda sound like it was made just for me.
I got this. Don't try to stop this. Niggas fall down like you spitting out some hot shit. I'ma melt your bones down to the floor. This Liddy Mac coming through, swinging fofo.
You gon' catch an elbow from my kinfolk. We don't give a damn, we gon' smoke more dope. You can't keep up with my speech. You gon' get beat down to the street.
Nigga preach when I come with the sermon. Niggas didn't learn their lesson, but now they burning. Tossing and turning, cause you can't sleep. We decrease your earnings, now your crew can't eat.
Can't eat. Talk about it was a studio's leak. Maybe it's cause your lyrics so weak. I heard Mo out a Little Bo Peep.
Plus your boy sucking dick on the late night creep. I got this.
Nah, I got this.
It kinda sounds like it was made just for me.
I got this.
Nah, I got this.
It kinda sound like it was made just for me.
I got this.
Nah, I got this.
It kinda sound like it was made just for me.
I got this.
Nah, I got this.
It kinda sound like it was made just for me.